Oh, man.
Yeah, let me find this GMS guy. Yeah, unprofitable servant. Hey, give me some good scriptures, man. Yeah, I might use. He gave me something to pocket for. I might use this one first. Yeah, like this is going to stump the hell out of them, man. Dang.
Found something interesting yesterday. Let me
And
grab
what book?
this. Um, let me find it. I can't pronounce it without looking at it. Um, it's the Compendia Rerum Indicarum ad Nova Testamentum, and
Sounds
I think
Latin
it's
too.
regarding the. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's but I just call it the Compendia for short. Was that my hair? Where? Get it. You got it? Oh, thank you. You take care of me, don't you? You want more? No, y'all done? You want to go put this in the sink? Yeah, just go throw it in the sink. You got it? Because it's dirty. I gotta wash it. Or you want more later? Go set it on the counter. Um, so check out what this says. This is so it's a two-volume set, the Compendia. In the first volume, chapter 4, which is about the diaspora in Israel, it states, though the Jews of the diaspora, so it's talking about the dispersed Jews. It says, though these Jews were apparently part and parcel of Hellenistic culture and society, like the Israelites say, these are the lost Israelites and they're called Gentiles, right? It says, they regarded themselves essentially as Hebrews living abroad. Jewish literature written in Egypt breeds this sentiment. It finds expression when the expectation of deliverance is mentioned, and as also in Jewish prayers in the times of religious persecution. And it gives a scripture in Third Maccabees. So I got to go look at that. It's like reference. Third Maccabees 6. I don't know what verse it is. Maybe it's Third Maccabees is small. I don't know.
Let me take a look at it.
Yeah.
Third Maccabees chapter 6.
Hey V, come on, we going out in the front room. Come on. I'm coming too. I'm coming too. This chapter 6. I don't know what verse though. The verse literally reads, I don't know what verse it is though. Um, but it says, I'm coming out there. Come on, I'm coming out. Go out there, I'm coming. Watch that noggin. I'm
Third
coming.
Maccabees.
Yeah, let me just read the verse. It's not for me. It's too big. It quotes the verse, but it doesn't give you like which verse it is, but it quotes it. It says, King of great power, look upon the seed of Abraham who are unjustly perishing, strangers in a strange land. And if our life has been ensnared in impious deeds during our sojourning, save us from the hands of the enemy. As thou hast said, not even when they were in the land of their enemies have I forgotten them. Even so, bring it to pass, O Lord. I think that's interesting. That's an interesting take on that. And bro, they act like the diaspora just wasn't following the Torah at all. You know how they make that distinction? They
Yeah.
say the dispersed Jews are the ones that wait. Come on.
Oh, so Third Maccabees is Orthodox Judaism.
Right, right. Because the diaspora actually they came to the feast. They followed the laws. Depending on which community you're looking at, they were very. That's why they had synagogues. They had very close ties with Jerusalem. So how these guys depict it is that these guys were just dispersed everywhere and acting crazy and not following Torah, and that's not true at all.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I learned some stuff from these guys. So apparently, northern Israel is everybody outside of Judea. So, dang, it will fall right there. So apparently, hold on. Apparently,
Okay, you want to sit
northern
on the couch?
Israel.
There you go. You gotta take your shoes off. Let me get them. Okay.
So apparently, northern Israel are the Samaritans. They
Okay.
are the dispersed. They're the Gentiles. They're the Greeks, and they're the uncircumcised.
Let me get you a smaller blanket. I got you this blanket. This one, okay? You want the pink one? Okay, cool, cool. Which one? Okay, green. All right. Make up your mind, girl. Here, lift up the um so who's the dispersed? Would you find out?
So the Samaritans are the house of Israel, northern Israel. So is the dispersed. So are the Gentiles. So are the Greeks, and so are the uncircumcised.
The Samaritans, with Northern Israelites, the uncircumcised, and the Greeks.
And the Gentiles and the dispersed.
Oh, they're all the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
They're all northern Israel.
Oh, they're all northern Israel.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Who said that? What camp?
Well, so far I got IUIC and I got GMS and I really believe they all teach that. If you just ask them or just listen to their stuff.
Yeah, that would be interesting because when Christ said, okay, if he's only there for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which are northern Israelites, but he told his disciples, do not, he said, do not go into the way of the Gentiles, that's northern Israel, nor don't go into the Samaritans, that's also northern Israel. Why is he making a distinction between the two? Yeah, I
Yeah,
would already have questions off the bat.
that's why. That's why when I do that, I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna read Matthew 10:5 and say, okay, so right here, who are the Samaritans? I'm gonna go there first, and they got to say Northern Israel because if they don't say that, then I'm gonna go to John 4 right away and be like, all right, so this Samaritan woman, why did she say?
Yeah,
So they're gonna have to say Northern Israel, right? That's why I go Samaritan first because
yeah,
they're gonna put their foot in the mouth right away.
right,
And then
exactly.
once they do that, you can ask, well, who are the Gentiles? And of course they have to say the same thing. And then when you go to disperse, see now in chess it's called a forced move, meaning that you didn't want to do this, but this is your only legal move. So once you said Samaritans in North Israel, once you say the Gentiles in Northern Israel, so when I ask you about disperse, you have to say Northern Israel.
Mm.
The scattered, you have to say that. So it's like, okay. So and then you ask those questions. Okay, so let me get this right. So and like they're gonna try to cut you off. Wait. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around this. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just trying to learn, bro. So Israel, so northern Israel, Samaritans, Gentiles, and dispersed are all okay. So why is he saying go into them, but then don't go into them?
Right.
That's like a police officer. Hey, put your hands down. The other one like, put your hands up, shoot them. Oh yeah, this is a good one right here. Yeah.
Bro, Don't you like off topic, but don't you like low key feel proud of yourself when you get done cleaning?
Oh yeah, of course. Like, I can't
Yeah,
stop looking at it.
yeah. Dude, like I can't even sit down and focus and study with you until like the stuff is done. I'm almost done though. I got to vacuum real quick.
Yo, this verse is crazy. He said, "I, the Lord, have spoken. A time is coming," says the Lord, "when I will punish all those who are circumcised in body, but
Mm.
not in spirit, but not in spirit." Yeah, that's crazy. In body, but not in spirit. The Egyptians, Edomites, Ammonites, Moabites, the people who live in the desert and remote places, and yes, even the people of Judah. And like all these pagan nations, the people of Israel also have uncircumcised hearts. Yeah. All right, so all right, so I could see them running with that 26 saying, "See, Israel told you I'm the uncircumcised."
You know what it's like when the Hebrew Israelites reason together with one another? It's like that scene in Scary Movie 3, and he was like, yeah, my aunt Shaniqua, yeah, she woke up dead. He was like, man, you can't go to bed dead, man. That would be redundant. He's like, yeah, you could go to bed and not be dead, but you can wake up dead and not be in the bed.
And not being a bit.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite all time movies, man. Scary movie series. Out of that, the Scary Movie 3 is the funniest one for me at least.
Yeah, they were funny. I don't remember that one too much.
That was the one with like Charlie Sheen, and they did the remake of the 8 Mile scene, um, with the white dude and Kevin Hart and I forget the other dude's name. He does grown what is it? No, not Grownish, Blackish. He does that show. He lost a lot of weight too.
Oh yeah, I didn't talk. Yeah, that okay. I forgot his name. Yeah, the funny guy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he's actually funny. I like his stuff.
yeah. Nah,
Dude, there was one episode on Blackish where his lineup got messed up so bad, bro, and it was the funniest. It was the funniest episode I've seen. But he was just so embarrassed because his barber was getting old. He didn't want to. He didn't want to change barbers because of like barbershop loyalty type thing. He was like, "No, you never go to another barber." And then he learned the hard way. He was like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
and that's why I had more than. That's why I have more than four close by barber friends. So none of them can feel like some way. It's like, hey man, like dude, what you want me to do? I hang with all of you in your shops. So how I'm gonna only get cut by you and be in this guy's shop and never get cut by him? Like, stop it. And that's like if I come to your shop and never get a haircut, all my haircuts is from everybody else. Like you'll feel some type of way. So yeah, I get cut by all you guys. So who knows? Like I might not see these guys for like a month or two.
Oh man, my food's
Yeah.
finally done. I'm freaking starving. You hear this?
Oh,
You hear this vacuum?
yeah, he's right. Wow. Damn. Yeah, how the hell you know that? Unprofitable. How did he know
You
to,
said
to
what?
now, how did he know to use this with the Jeremiah 9? Yeah, this goes together perfect. Yeah, I wonder if he debates. Because this guy know a lot about this Israelite Gentile stuff, yo. This guy knows. This dude know Apocrypha. He know Old Torah. He know Gospel, letters, epistles. And yeah, he found. Well, I can't say found because he probably already had it, but he showed me something in the apocrypha.
Oh,
That's that dude unprofitable. Wait, what's his name? Unprofitable.
oh, dude from yesterday, Keith. He was on
Who?
there, Keith. I don't know if it was the dude you had on yesterday.
His name? I'm not sure. I'm not sure because when he hopped on, he hopped on because he wanted to hop on, but like he didn't really like do what he did just now to like stand out. So if it's the same guy, so what he's giving me now like makes him stand out. Like, yeah, who is this guy? So now, had he hopped on after that, I would have remembered him. But, all right, who's this guy right here? But this guy knows a lot about this Israelite Gentile stuff. I'll tell you that much.
Mm.
Yeah, I wonder if he debated one of these guys before. Yeah, I don't think they could deal with him. Like, if he actually debates, I don't think they could like really because this dude know a lot. Like
That's why
he's
I'm trying to get into that apocrypha. That's exactly why.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because you know how we are like in the Virgin birth, bro. If we got like that in the apocrypha, bro.
yeah. It'd be a rat. Well, we're getting close because these guys keep suggesting it. Like we did Tobit, we did so we got into Tobit, we got into another one that they kept going to. Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon. So we got so like these guys be directing us, and it's like, yeah, that's not good because we're getting informed in areas where we weren't informed before.
Hey, Violet, you FaceTime them? This girl is so goofy. I'm sorry, Mama. You probably sleeping, ain't you?
Yo,
I don't know
what?
how. I don't know how my daughter just figured out how to FaceTime my mom. That's funny.
Oh yeah, how old is she? 3?
She's 4 now.
Okay.
Yeah, figuring out everything.
Okay, so let me get in. I'm trying to, cause like they're filibustering too. Like, yo, get to Romans 11, man.
And as we speak,
Right.
His glory among the Gentiles is talking about Israelites,
right?
because Israelites are scattered among the Gentiles.
That's right.
You look,
But
you go to the
scattered amongst the Gentiles, but they call it Gentile Israelites.
Right.
So is Judah scattered amongst the Gentiles? See, look, I'm not going to define Gentiles because I want to catch them off guard. So I'm going to say, so is Judah
Right.
scattered amongst the Gentiles? They're like, no, Northern Israel are. I'm like, okay, so who are the Gentiles? Are these ethnic Gentiles? Yeah,
Right.
Northern Israel.
Are these Jisraelites? Jisraelites?
Old Testament. The Old Testament speaks about the children of Israel. Why all of a sudden we go to the New Testament and now it's talking about everybody?
He don't change.
That makes the Most High a liar.
And he don't change.
Yeah.
And at the end of the
They
day,
love saying that, bro. They love saying that makes the Most High a liar. No,
right.
They love that, man.
They always say that when they get confused or confounded on something.
Right, exactly.
But what if they truly believed in God as the Almighty, and they understand these stories? You can't curse them. You can't play like that. Like,
right.
why would that even come out your mouth? That makes the Most High a liar. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're supposed to have more respect for your all-powerful God that could do anything, cause all type of harm to you.
No, we say that would make the Bible contradict itself, which is impossible. Yeah.
The Most High committed adultery. Like they say, like, yo, dude.
They say the craziest stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like the most disrespectful stuff against the God they believe in. Like they say some disrespectful stuff.
Because if that's possible, then look at the evil that they're kind of putting out there.
Yeah.
And let me call you right back. This is my mama calling. I'll call you right back.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's wild because they wouldn't say that about like a loved one, like their mother or father or wife or daughter or son. Like they wouldn't say that about, hey, saying that we my daughter. They wouldn't say that. Yo, what is going on? Oh my god! I mean, I just don't see how a human being just can eat and just lay around, man. Never get active. Some of these people only act because they're walking because they're not driving. But if they were driving, it'd be even bigger. I mean, I don't know how you just can eat and just and then like they're not eating the finest meals. They're eating garbage. On top of eating all day, they found garbage and they love sugar. They love sugar, man. I just hate saying like, yo, you just don't get up. I mean, like, but you're gonna have children though. You want why your children in the projects killing everybody. Like, yeah, you too fat and lazy to get up and do something with your job. Especially a boy like that, and you know they're single mom, so they're not doing anything with their boys. Go outside and play. That's all they doing.
Like, get me Hebrews 8 verse 6.
This is the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter. And
May I read this before you read your scripture? May I read this before you read your scripture? Malachi, because I gotta jump on what Elder Apostle Charles said. Look, the Heavenly Father, he don't change, man. All right? It's not written, the Heavenly Father is not slack as men concerning slackness. He don't change and he ain't slack, man. And he definitely don't have what do you call that when your dementia when your mind is going dementia or Alzheimer's. Hey, the Heavenly Father don't have Alzheimer's, all right? Senile. He ain't going senile. Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So that's the point. He don't change. So he's the same Lord that he was back then when he only dealt with Israel. He's the same Lord now, and he's only dealing with Israel.
Oh, you got something? Okay. This is Hebrews 8 and 6. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. And if you understand these covenants, there was two covenants, which it speaks of also in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, the covenants, which are the two covenants. The first covenant being the laws given to the nation of Israel, and if they broke those laws, what binded them with the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, was the blood of the sacrifice of animals, certain particular animals. The second covenant, when the second covenant was established, it had to be established and it had to be made of power through blood, and that blood was Yahweh Shai's blood. And it says, and it was made upon better promises. Why? Because now the laws are going to be put into our inward parts. It says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second.
Yeah, and the first was given to Israel.
That's it.
The second likewise.
That's it.
Remember, we just read it. He don't change.
That's it. And that's the reason why you had men like First Peter, then Paul, and then the rest of the men that were out there teaching the Israelites that were scattered among these other nations that were being called by those nations, whether they call themselves those nations or whether the Jews in Jerusalem called them those nations.
That's right. And like father, like son. Hey, this is the book of Hebrews 13 and 8. Yahweh Shai the same yesterday and today and forever.
He ain't gonna change.
So he don't change. So like father, like son.
That's right.
All right.
Khan. Back in
Now,
Hebrews
they
8.
say he doesn't change, and I don't know the definition of change, but all I gotta say is, well, why did he give them certain pleasures and treasures, right, and then take it from them?
Right.
Why did he place them in places and then get them removed if he doesn't change the way they're using it. Why did he kick out 2/3 of Israel? Oh yeah, I found that, by the way, that passage. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Zechariah 13:8, I think.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I know it's right here. It's hilarious. Yeah. So, and then like they really get mad when I confuse them on Jesus and the woman found in adultery. That is where like most of them get pissed off at. Like I confound them there. I'm like, so what? What's the law? You told me the law. You told me Joseph was supposed to go ahead and off Mary. All right. So why didn't Jesus do what Joseph was supposed to do? If she's found in adultery, they got two witnesses, right? 2 or 3 witnesses. They got two. They got 2 Jews. Oh. So they say Christ is king, right?
Mm-hmm.
So isn't Mary queen? Every king I read, when they mentioned their mom, she was a queen.
But you can make the same argument and you say, Christ's kingdom wasn't of this earth, and that was his earthly mother.
I mean, you can make that argument all you want, but for those who are so darn, because they did say he was king when he was born, they was crowning him and everything. So some will say, hey, to us, he was king, and you could be born king. There was a king in Second Kings who was like, you already know what it is because Athaliah couldn't get him. He was hidden, right? But she tried to kill the royal sperm. They hid the infant. Like, so he was king as a baby. Yeah, he was crowned king as a baby. The dude can't even turn over by himself, and he was the king. So, yeah, I don't know, man. We might have Queen Mary.
No, I'm not rolling that way. That's too ambiguous to me. I know there were queens, but that's the earthly kingdom of Israel,
Yeah, I think in front of a neutral audience, I can present a strong case that we should be calling her Queen Mary. Yeah, I wonder what Sam Shimon says about that because he
oh yeah, she's definitely queen in his worldview. Yeah, he does videos on that.
All right, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna piss the Hebrews off. Hebrews like off with that one. Like, yeah, Queen Mary when she mean queen, beloved. wait, she was called. Wait a minute, because the Bible in Luke said call her something. Call her
blessed above all women.
The blessed mother, Queen Blessed Mother Mary. I'm gonna say something like that. Piss them off. Yeah, I don't know how you can hate Christ's mother. That's hilarious.
And 8, for finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And maybe it might say Gentiles in it too, the other nations. It says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when with whose fathers? The Israelites.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered if it said Gentiles because you guys are going to say that's Northern Israel.
Right.
So we don't win. You know what's hilarious is that they want to debate, right? They will want to debate. and they will say, okay, get your best argument, let's debate. It's like, yo, but when I get my evidence, you take it away from me. You say, no, that's not talking about that. So like my best evidence to win the debate, you're saying, is the inaccurate inaccurate exegesis. You're saying that's wrong. It's like, but I'm not taking your stuff with you. Like, whatever you got, bring it. You saying Israel, fine. But this says Gentile, Gentile. And now my evidence, you want to take away from me. You want to handicap me. Yo, remember a dude told me to, I'll debate one guy. And, And then I said, yo, I could find a couple cases of that in the Old Testament. He said, yo, were you there? He said, no, only find it in the New only. So I said, so the Old Testament doesn't count.
No, I definitely wasn't there for that. They much rather take that Old Testament than the New Testament.
I think he wanted me to prove a woman can have a seed or something like that. It's something with a woman that but well, whatever it was, I had a couple hidden passages in the New Testament where I surprised him, still got it done. But that was hilarious. My man said, "Give me the evidence." I said, "All right, look at the Old Testament." No, in the New. I just laughed, like, so I can't. No, the New. He laughed, like, do the New. I said, all right, I'm gonna still do it. So, but that's what these guys really do. Like, they tell you, like, my evidence I have to win. They'll tell me it's not evidence when everybody's reading along and saying it's evidence. Like, yo, that's not even fair. So when you read Israel, that's not Israel. That's what the commissions say it is. Is Ra'el. You dig? Like, all right, so there you go. So we're even now. It's talking about Egyptian God. So I know ISIS Ra'el. That's what he said. So, okay, all right, fine. I can't use Gentiles and Greeks and Samaritans and disperse and none of that stuff. I can't do that. All right, well, you can't use Israel because that is talking about ISIS, Ra, and somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's debate.
Fathers.
Yeah, they were all Israelites. The fathers were all Israelites.
Including Caleb.
Well, you might say, well, it was Abraham and
including Caleb. Yeah, you need to source up on that one.
Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham came out of what? The word Israel means.
The thing is, like, these guys, when they come across like stumbling blocks, like Caleb, what happens is they don't expect people to read it also. So they'll make that statement and they'll expect you to go unchallenged. It's like, wait a minute, say that again. Caleb. They're like, well, yeah, I know a lot about Caleb, and I probably know, because you said that, I probably know more than you. So now show me that source. Let's see who his real daddy is. Let's play who's Caleb's daddy. Let's see if it's somebody from Judah or somebody from
you know what they're gonna say about Abraham?
What's that?
They're gonna say, because Israel means to prevail with God or to be a prince. I don't know which one they're gonna go with. They're gonna say Abraham was a prince, or Abraham did prevail with God, therefore he was an Israelite. Watch.
You know what? I won't even.
Because if that's true, and you don't need to come directly from Jacob to be an Israelite, then that's the same case that's made for the Gentiles, the non-Israelites.
Yeah. I want to go down that rabbit hole with those guys.
What? Sons of the power. Abraham was what? A son of the power. Right?
Abraham came back as Israelite. So that was the building of the nation. That's why they're referred to as the fathers of the promise.
That's right.
All right. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
Okay. Abraham had 8 sons. The promise went through his second son, Isaac. Isaac had 2 sons. The promise went through Jacob, his son. All right. Then Jacob had sons, and those sons became the Israelites, and it stopped there.
Yeah, the word Israel simply means.
Why so goddamn hard, man?
Well, that's all right. That's all right, because that keeps us sharp. The word Israel means what? He's a prince of power. All right. Before we were known as Israelites, we were what? Sons of the power. We always talk about the 3 classes. sons of the wicked,
Sons of
sons
the
of
power.
man, meaning the other nations, and sons of what? Sons of the power.
Wait, whoa,
Then they got
sons
that
of
name
man.
Israel.
Wait, go back.
When
Go back.
Jacob, when our forefather Jacob wrestled the angels. Classes. So, the word Israel means what? He's a prince of power. All right. Before we were known as Israelites, we were what? Sons of the power. We always talk about the three classes: sons of the wicked, sons of man, meaning the other nations, and sons of what? Sons of the power. Then they got
Sons
that
of
name
man,
Israel.
the other
When Jacob,
nation. So when Jesus
when our
called
forefather
himself
Jacob wrestled
son
the
of
angel,
man,
he got the
he
name
was
Israel
the
from
son
the
of
angel,
another nation?
which came from the Most High. So,
And
that chosen line of Adam, you know,
absolutely.
I believe it's Genesis, the 5th chapter, gives you the list of all the fathers, and that's who Abraham came
and if
through.
the Lord is dealing with everybody, why did he have to have a chosen line starting from Adam? Why was what was it, Peleg? And it was the line went through Peleg, correct?
yeah, these guys.
Then on down to Shem.
Talk about Romans 11.
You know,
Well, it came through Shem down to
I'm sorry.
Peleg,
Yeah,
and then down through Terah, Abraham. You know,
right, all the way down to Abraham. Exactly. Which shows you right there, the Lord ain't dealing with everybody, man. You read that New Covenant, right?
Judah and Israel were broken up into two nations. So those two, Ephesians, was that Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, they had to be brought back together. Now you got people that saying these other Gentiles were of the northern kingdom. No, they was not of the northern kingdom. They were of the southern kingdom, man. Because were of the northern, they had to be brought back together. Now you got people that saying these other Gentiles were of the northern kingdom. No, they was not of the northern kingdom. They were of the southern kingdom, man.
I told you. He just said, yeah. Okay, so now we have Gentiles who are of Judah now. Oh my, yeah, we are all over the place. Now we got Gentiles who are from Judah. I told you when it's not going to make sense. I told you that. I said, bro, with certain questions being asked to say something as he just said. I told you, man, I could prepare answers based upon the questions I asked them. Like, yo, they have to say this. And then I bang them. No, did he?
Because when you go into Alexander the Greek and Antiochus Epiphanes, some of them was pushed down into Egypt.
And by the way, that's just my tactic. You know, like some people don't even do the old. Some people don't even do the Apocrypha. Like everybody got their own, you know, debate requirements or places they won't go. But I don't really do anything outside the Bible. So the early church fathers or this scholar said, I mean, they could bring it up. I'm on mine, but you won't see me really go there with these guys because my goal is to be
became slaves. When the Septuagint was written, Israelites had to be involved in that because they spoke Hebrew, and then they also spoke Greek. The Apostle Paul spoke Greek, fluent Greek. Then you had some of the Israelites that said, you know, we want to get benefits. We want to get succor, meaning benefits.
Watch this.
So we're going to teach our children to be heathen. We're going to feed them pork, and we're going to not circumcise them, and then we're going to make them be a part of that.
We're going to teach our kids how to be. Not how to be. We're going to teach our kids to be a heathen. Oh my God.
That place of exercise, which they're having it right now, the Olympics. That goes back to the Greeks. And they showed this one woman, I think from the one of them Arab countries. What's that called? Arab Emirates? Or something like that. And she had the, what do you call that stuff when you make the covering on? So I said, well, what sport is she going to be in? And they said swimming. I said, well, wait a minute. You got to take all that stuff off to swim. So when you're going to be, the whole world's going to see you. They're going to see your body and all that. That shows you that them Arabs are all messed up, man.
This is Jeremiah 31:32.
Oh, hell no.
It's like hypocrisy.
30.
But that goes into Revelation where the who are through fornication, because even though they deal with their
Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, or Mount Zarium, because they continued not in my covenant.
Hell no.
somebody go give me Matthew 24 gathers elect from the four winds, because the Lord said he's coming to gather his elect from the four winds, right? From the one side of heaven to the other. So among them elect, are any Edomites?
Yeah, well, the Lord said it best. He said, I will bring the 1/3 through the fire. That's your 1/3. 2/3 shall be cut off and die, but the 1/3 will I bring through what? The fire. What's the fire? Those nuclear missiles and the chariots bringing that fire. So, come on, man. It's plain. The book of Matthew 24:30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth moan, because he's going to be kicking ass. That's why. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. See, a lot of you people.
And it ain't talking no 70 AD.
No.
Like William Bell says.
Yeah, that crack one. And see, a lot, the world, they expect, first of all, they expect the so-called white man.
Okay, Romans 9. And I did a breakdown on that.
Here we go. Here we go.
Romans 9, verse 3. It said, for I could wish that, this is Paul speaking, for I can wish that myself were cursed from Yahweh Shai, for my brother, my kinsman, according to the flesh, talking about his people, his lineage, the people that he come from, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. The adoption is Yahweh Shai being the mediator to bring Israel back to the Most.
I bet you they don't read verse 6.
Because the Most High turned his back on us, and the glory is the kingdom, and the covenants, not covenant, but the covenants. So this is the same covenant. The same word is in the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter, which when you read Hebrews, the 8th chapter, the 6th verse on down, is talking about Israel, the two kingdoms coming back together, and how they're going to receive the laws in their mind, subconsciously. It says, and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the flesh, my kinsmen, my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. Then he says, the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the promises. It says, whose are the fathers in them whom as concerning the flesh that Yahweh Shai came. He didn't come for anybody else. Who is over all, the Most High, blessed forever. Forever.
Boy,
so be. But there's an elect. But there's an elect within the whole elect of Israel.
Oh my God!
He said
he said the same thing Sakari said.
Oh my God, bro!
There's an elect within the elect, within the general election. There's another elect.
Oh my God! The elect ain't good enough. So he has another
elect. It literally means called out. So they're saying there is a called out within the called out. There's a chosen within the chosen. Hey, I chose you, but you're extra chosen. I chose you twice. That's goofy, man. That's goofy.
These guys will not stop. Damn.
This is what happens when your leaders did not graduate high school, folks.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah, like they have no shame, man.
None at all.
And I didn't hear them read verse 6. Now all Israel is Israel.
Yeah, go back. Did they skip over it?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm reading transcripts and I didn't see that at all.
Wow, that's wow.
Yeah, these guys are
they
Did you hear
are
what they said about
the seed of Abraham, are they all children? Because
another
Abraham
note?
had 8.
I was gonna say, did you hear what they said about the 1/3 of Jacob going through the fire? You hear what they said about the fire?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they say thermonuclear warfare.
yeah. And it's funny because I'm just curious what they think about where's this verse at? Where he said,
Yeah.
all right, hold on, I gotta find it. Hold up.
Yeah, this is my favorite part right here because this is them trying to go at Brother Polite right here. This is funny as hell, man. These guys were funny. They were entertaining.
Oh, here it is. Wait, here it is.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick. So Peter, he says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings." So if Christ went through this fire, then that means there was a nuclear warhead back in the time of Christ. It make no sense. Well, what they say?
They're attacking Polite for this right here. Hold on, they go right here first.
Club and even.
Yeah.
Because these women are completely out of order.
Wearing pants and shit.
For you to frame in your mouth that the black woman is a god, you got to be out your damn mind, man. As filthy as this goddamn black woman is, man.
That's right. Yeah. The Lord said he will clean us from all our filthiness and from all your idols. Like that Caesar Borgia, you ain't going to have that in the kingdom. You know,
Bro,
right?
why do
Got a
they
Negro
love
black
bringing
as
up
tar,
Caesar Borgia?
worshiping Caesar Borgia.
Hey, yo, oh my God.
Do they not know that those pictures are not Caesar Borgia, like the early ones that they bring up from the early church? Like those, that's not Caesar Borgia.
Yeah, I remember Elder Ricard was street teaching, and he had pictures like of a modern Caesar Borgia picture that look like this. Then, right. And then he had like another picture somewhere else, like the authentic picture. And that guy called him. He said, "That's not even him." Like he said, "Oh, the pictures don't look alike." Yo, Elder College is so stupid. Oh my God.
Can't even do proper research, man. Like crazy.
Oh hell no. They do looker shit. They look at it and that's good enough.
Lily white meat cracker bowing down to it. Talking about Jesus, please, Jesus, heal this family. Jesus, heal us.
Those people are going to be put to death.
That's right. That's right. And ye shall be clean. Because we know you so-called Negroes, you act like we don't know you. We know you, man. All right? We live in the same neighborhood with you. So we know you. And ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart. Now this is the new covenant.
Whole hour and
only for Israel. A new heart meaning a new mind. Look up your words. The word heart in the Hebrew, the word there is lab, which means mind. Because a lot of you Negroes, you gone, man. What is that? Jeremiah 5:23. They have revolted and gone. A lot of you niggas are gone, man. You wearing your pants below your ass. Ain't gonna be no nigga in the kingdom wearing his pants below his ass, man. All right? Wearing his garment, I should say, below his ass. A new heart also will I give you, a new mind, because the one you got now is gone. That's why. And a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh, meaning you will follow automatically the laws, statutes, and commandments which the Lord gave us, going all the way back to our forefather Moses. Okay? And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. That's Israel. Ain't talking about no goddamn Africa. That's Israel. And ye shall dwell in the land. And plus the prophecy says the land is going to be enlarged. So we're going to have more land. Okay? You don't know what's going on.
Plus we're going to have planets. And
you don't know what's going on, Negro. You don't know. That's why the scripture says high time to wake up out of sleep. You don't know, man. You don't know. Well, Isaiah 64. I have not seen, neither have ear heard the things that the Heavenly Father have planned for those that love him. You know,
every chapter
in Romans, the 9th chapter, right? It says, into the glorious liberty, which is the kingdom of the children of the Most High. Who are the children of the Most High? Israel, all right? For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Because even the ones that say they like America, really deep in their spirit, they really don't want to, like a Jake Man. He really doesn't want to be a faggot. He might switch, dress up like a woman and change his appearance, and two men walk together. You know how I know that? Because when two homos walk down the street around me talking about, hi, my name is Bruce, I said, man, keep walking. Keep fucking walking, all right?
Thank you.
Yeah, Bruce Silver.
An hour 40 minutes.
Anyway, we got to get into Romans 11, right? 11. It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruit of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption buyback of our bodies. For we are saved by hope. Who's saved by hope? Israel. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doeth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see, talking about the Israelite men, or the elect, then do we with patience wait for it. Because you know what's happening now? A lot of guys are getting weak. A lot of guys are getting kicked out of the camps, man. You got even guys that are head guys that are getting kicked out, man. And more are going to get kicked out. We're giving these guys these walking papers, man, because they're getting weak. There's guys that are getting weak, man. You did all this work for X amount of years, and now you're getting weak at the end of this thing. Here you are at the home stretch, and you're getting weak. The Most High don't give a damn about how much work years you put in the past. He want to see what you're doing now. Okay, that's it on that. At the end of this thing, here you are at the home stretch, and you getting weak. The Most High don't give a damn about how much work years you put in the past. He want to see what you're doing now. Okay, that's it on that.
So he didn't read Romans 11.
Because yeah, believe it or not, man, the Apostle Paul, some of the people that came to listen to him taught or teach, some of them were actual faggots. They were like homosexuals. I got the 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. Hey, man, start. Exactly.
That's why they could, but that's why ultimately, although it seems like a hard thing,
yeah,
ultimately they can, if they ask for repentance, they can be forgiven, you know?
Yeah, that is, hey, well, me and you were discussing that. That's the fulfillment of Isaiah 59:1, is it? The Lord's hand is not shortened. Let me get that he cannot save. Because you would think, man, a straight up faggot, man. It's like, wow. But hey, we can't go by our own emotions. Got to go by.
You brothers committed adultery.
Yeah.
Pursuant to the law. So the Most High forgave you for that.
That's right.
The Most High forgave Paul. He committed death. He was killing the saints that was doing the work.
Yeah.
And he was forgiven, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Peter denied Yahushua 3 times. He was forgiven. Isaiah 59:1. That's why we tell you, a lot of these guys, they really don't understand this thing about us. They don't. They really don't. They don't understand the real depth of it. Isaiah 59:1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. All right, so remember that. Now I'm going to go to the proof. The book of 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, beginning at the 9th verse. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Heavenly Father, which is this knowledge? Well, it starts with the knowledge. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers. Like Elder Apostle Tahar just asked the question about adultery. All of us committed that. Okay. And by rights, we were all supposed to be dead. Because when you commit adultery, what's the law on that? Death, or the penalty is death, right? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate. Now here it comes, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Now who the hell is that? Who's that? Right? And now hold that point, brothers, because as we read,
means if Shaka repent,
hey,
he can make it. Well, he's saying that he's not a mo.
Right.
He's saying that he's not. Hey, well, if he's not, he's not. You know, people say he is. You know, but he maintains that he's not. If he's not, he's not. But he's gonna be destroyed because he's following that Hamitic stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
don't repent. Yeah. No, you're not. Now check this out. It says, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the heavenly Father. And such was some of you. So when he said some of you, meaning going back to what he said, abusers of themselves with mankind. So you had
because they were raised from Gentile Israelites. They were into that Romanized thing. They were doing the orgy thing, faggot thing.
That's right.
They probably laying down with beasts because they didn't know no better.
Yeah.
So now they received this this information.
This information,
you know?
right? Yeah. Even in Rome, you had something called the vomitarium. You had the Romans. They would eat so much.
That's called gluttony.
Yeah.
That's called gluttony, man. Where you just eat for pleasure, not for nourishment. You eat and you get full, then you eat more. That's gluttony, man.
Yeah. Then they would throw up chuck.
See that you know, you got that all you can eat stuff. We used to go to them damn places, but that's a sin right there, brother. That's wickedness, man.
That's wickedness, gluttony. Yeah.
Because then you get your mindset to see how much junk you can stuff down your damn mouth, man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's true. All you can eat, yeah.
All you can eat. That's demonic right there, man.
Yeah, that Fat Boy song. Oh, you can eat.
Yeah. And man, you eat. You know, you put something before your plate and you eat it. You get your nourishment, then you go.
Then you go.
You know, that's it, man. You here you are, fool, and you still stuffing chicken wings down your throat, man.
Yeah. Hey, the scripture say, "Let us therewith be content." And having food and remnant, let us therewith be content. So the scriptures speak about being content. Hey, that's heavy, man. What Apostle Elatar just said. So those all you can eat places, man. That's really wicked. You know.
That was in the back cooking.
Let me get to the point there. Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the heavenly Father, and such was some of you. So when you go up, it says abusers of themselves with mankind. So you had straight up homosexuals that came to listen to Paul teach and repented. They were straight up butt blasters, all right? So I could put the visual for you, all right? Not that you need it, but some of you do, okay? And such was some of you, but ye are washed. Ye are washed, but ye are sanctified. But ye are justified in the name of the Lord Yahushua, and by the Spirit of our power Yahweh. So when they were justified and came into knowledge, guess what? That spirit of homosexuality, which was put on them, was taken off of them. So now they ain't homosexuals no more. They don't. I don't desire.
Homosexuality is a spirit.
I don't desire men's no more. I've been delivered. I am delivered,
bro.
And he really wasn't delivered.
No, not him.
But he could be delivered. He said it.
Could be.
Now, if he really repented, he can come in.
That's right.
But that's hard to believe.
He
started doing the duck dance, man.
Yeah. Hey, but that's just showing you, brothers, how deep. And Isaiah 59:1, the Lord's hand is not shortened that he cannot save, neither is ear too heavy that he cannot hear. You know, he's hand the elect of the nation of Israel, and they're coming from all different kind of filthiness, man. The elect, they're coming from all kind of different filthiness. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, and then you know you had the the Israelites among them Greeks. Some Greeks were homosexual.
Homo, man. Oh, the Romans. I was sending you them videos on Romans, Caligula, and all that, man. Them people, man, Agrippina.
Here we go. God
Okay, we're going to go to Romans 11, and we're going to go to the 11th verse. That's the controversial part of the scriptures.
Oh, finally.
So I'll start reading.
Yeah, but why not just start from 1 and we get to 11? Why? I mean, like you made us wait 100. I said 100. You made us wait an hour and 14 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. Why? You might as well read the whole thing. Made us wait this long.
It says Romans 11:11, right? It says, I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? The Most High forbid. This is Paul talking to the Israelites, but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, you're thinking about other nations.
Yes.
But these Gentiles right here are actually Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites. The word
ain't that something? Ain't that convenient? I mean, that's why.
I missed it. What did he say?
Is other nations. But these Gentiles right here for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, you're thinking about other nations. But these Gentiles right here are actually Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites.
Really?
What?
The word there is heathen.
I mean, what about their registry? Like, they didn't have one? So what tribe are they claiming? Because they're going to need their registry.
How do you not know you're Israelites, especially in this time? Like, this isn't that far removed from when they first went into captivity.
Gentiles or Greeks.
Oh, he just said it.
Like Timothy's father was a Greek, meaning he was an Israelite, but he didn't accept the fact that he was an Israelite.
Well, he became a Greek. Oh my God.
So he didn't accept the fact that he was an Israelite, so he can. Oh, so okay. So wait. So they affirm race identity. They probably affirm gender identity as well. That's crazy. Yeah, he didn't accept the fact that he was a man, so he became a woman. That's funny, bro.
But he fell in love.
This is some wild stuff, man. Hold on.
It's really wild.
Yeah.
When other people say, "Hey, if I wanted to be a black woman, I'm a white man. Could I be a black woman?" No, but you can be a woman, but you can't be a black woman. Why not? Everybody else sees the idiocy in that argumentation, except for these guys. No, you can become an Asian man.
I'm a definitely clip. I'm a definitely clip this.
Yeah.
Other nations, but these Gentiles right here for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, Paul talking to the Israelites, 11, right? It says, I say, but 11, right? It says, I say then, have they stumbled? The Most High forbid. This is Paul talking to the Israelites, but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke fall. Salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, you're thinking about
of course,
other nations. But these Gentiles right here are actually Israelites that did.
When did God change?
Didn't know that they were Israelites. The word there is heathen, Gentiles, or Greeks. Like Timothy's father didn't know that they were Israelites. The word there is heathen, Gentiles, or you didn't know that they were Israelites.
Wait a minute.
The word there is heathen, Gentiles, or
I'm missing something. Oh shoot! What made it go all the way back over there?
it says abuses of themselves with mankind. So you had straight up homosexuals that came to listen to
information, you know?
right? Yeah, even in Rome, you had something called the vomitarium. You had the Romans; they would eat so much.
That's called gluttony.
Yeah,
that's called gluttony, man. You just eat for.
Beginning at the 9th verse, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the heaven? Because believe it or not, man, the Apostle Paul,
their boyfriend.
Loathe yourselves. We're gonna, man, that was me.
I don't know what just happened.
You mean I was a degenerate back then?
Oh, what was it? It was hour and 14.
You know, breaks it down, man. Fully breaks it down.
Okay, and we're going to go to Romans 11, and we're going to go to the 11th verse. That's the controversial part of the scripture, to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, you're thinking about to the Gentiles, they should fall. The most.
Come on, what? Yeah, that part
for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word
the F that is, man, it just goes away. I'm trying to stretch it out.
This is the video I found by GMS
by
too.
his parents should fall.
This is terrible.
The Most High forbid. This is Paul talking to the Israelites, but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now Israelites, but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, you're thinking about other nations.
As we should.
But these Gentiles right here are actually Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites. The word there is heathen, Gentiles, or Greeks. Like Timothy's father was a Greek, meaning he was an Israelite, but he didn't accept the fact that he was an Israelite. But he fell in love with an Israelite woman, or the woman fell in love with him, because they were both of the same genos. They were both of the same. They were probably dark skinned. Ethnos, man. But they had different philosophies. He was raised up by his parents, because his line probably goes back to the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, you're thinking about other nations. But these Gentiles right here are actually Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites. The word there is heathen, Gentiles, or Greeks. Like Timothy's father was a Greek, meaning he was an Israelite, but he didn't accept the fact that he was an Israelite. But he fell in love with an Israelite woman, or the woman fell in love with him, because they were both of the same genos. They were both of the same. They were probably dark skinned. Ethnos, man. But they had different philosophies. He was raised up by his parents, because his line probably goes back to the time of Antiochus Epiphanes. But rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. So now when you see the word Gentiles, you're thinking about other nations. But these Gentiles right here are actually Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites. The word there is heathen, Gentiles, or Greeks.
That's definitely not Greek.
Like Timothy's father was a Greek, meaning he was an Israelite, but he didn't accept the fact that he was an Israelite. But he fell in love with an Israelite woman, or the woman fell in love with him, because they were both of the same genos. for to provoke them to jealousy.
Oh boy. Yeah, these guys are psycho.
Gentiles, you thinking about his father was a Greek, meaning he was he didn't accept the fact that he was an Israelite, but he fell in love with an Israelite woman, or the woman fell in love with him because they were both of the same. The place of exercise, you got to eat pork, you got to bow down to these idols. All right. That's why Timothy wasn't circumcised, because the father was the head of the household.
What did they say? You got to eat pork to
it says,
be
11, Romans 11:11. I say then, have they stumbled, the Israelites stumbled that they should fall? The Most High forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles, the Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, for to provoke.
Yeah, how did somebody buy that? Right? Like, they had to, like, their hatred just really let them just not challenge that. Like, their hatred for white people say, you know what, we're not even going to challenge that, man, because we just want this to be true.
Them to jealousy. Now, a perfect example of that is Acts. Was it Acts 13, around about 43, around there? So go to that.
Okay.
We are going to the Gentiles.
Okay. The book of Acts 13 and 40. Beware, therefore, lest that came upon you, which is spoken of in the prophets. Behold, ye despisers, and wonder and perish, for I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you.
Yeah, that was those Israelite foreigners being brought back from among those nations, you know, because yep, and that's written in Habakkuk, because you know, at that time, the Jews understood, they knew the history of what went down on the Greeks and how you had different Israelites from different, that were in the middle of these different nations that were being called Gentiles or uncircumcision by those same Jews. So they understood that. So the Lord, and the prophecy was, look, you're going to be amazed when this thing happens, because you're not going to believe it, because you just knew that these people were gone. But now they're being brought back out from among those people.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me read it again. Behold, ye despisers, and wonder, and that, like the scripture saying in Isaiah, the holier than thou Jews, like the Lord said, that's a smoke in his nose. They would look down on an Israelite that was speaking Greek, man. Behold, ye despisers, and wonder, and perish, for I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles, which is the Israelite foreigners, you know, the ones that spoke Greek, even of the Jews, the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath.
These
now,
were
when the congregation was,
I guess they're provoked to jealousy, I guess. I don't know. But there's like wait, yeah, this is wild.
Broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who, speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of the Heavenly Father. And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of the Heavenly Father. But when the Jews saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy. But when the Jews saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy, and spake against those things which was spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming.
Can I read this real quick?
Absolutely.
Just to go right back, right with that. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 19. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you. And that's
what's the answer to that? Hosea 1 and 10. Go to it, please.
This is the book of This is the book of Hosea. Hosea, the first chapter. Just bear with me 1 second. And the should be around the 10th verse. Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. So that's the no people that Paul was speaking of.
Foolish nation. And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of the Heavenly Father. But when the Jews saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which were spoken by Paul,
servant.
contradicting and
that's his name. Unprofitable servant. I gotta open up a whole new tab just to see the chat. Yeah. Yeah, his name is Unprofitable Servant. He's my brother in Christ. I call him my biblical encyclopedia. Y'all should definitely link it. Yeah, that guy know a lot. I've been on the phone with Aban and hundreds of One West leaders. He's taking them all down. I knew he was beating them up. Well, oh shit. Like that, man. I know it's not sharing. I knew it. Yeah, I could tell my man he know a little too much for them.
Hey, yo, I'm a listen in. I'm a
Isn't this
listen in
doctrine
from the
crazy, man?
audience. I gotta wait. What would you say?
I said that this doctrine they got is like just crazy, man. It's just really
It's all over the place. I mean, dude stretch the word ethnos to mean Greeks and all of this stuff. And man, it's honestly, it's textbook. It's textbook for them right now.
yeah, this is bad.
It's crazy. They really didn't even. It's like you have your hopes up that they're going to go through Romans 11, just like from verse 1 all the way to the end, like real simple. They never do.
Yes.
I got $5 in my pocket that says any video that we go to, they won't go through all of the verses.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, these guys, what they did, like 3, and then they jump around like they did the House of Pain, man.
Yep.
They just won't read it, and they avoided Romans 9 and 6. All Israel is in Israel. They
have to. They have to.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear their explanation of that. Oh. Right, let me fit these guys.
blasphemy.
All right, Meech.
Blaspheming.
Right,
that reminds me of the story of the two sons
water?
that Yahushua taught.
No milk.
The one son
water?
that took his inheritance and went to
he's sleeping.
a far land, and the other son that stayed with the father.
Sorry.
Then when the son came back from blowing his inheritance, the father was so glad to see him, he threw this great party, and the son that was always with the father, he got mad at his father. He said, look, I was always with you, and I never left you, and you didn't throw me a big party like you threw my brother who left and went far off. Right, roughly paraphrasing. So that's that parable that Yahushua taught. They were both Israelites, by the way. All right, it wasn't one was Esau and one was Israel, the one that stayed with the father, and the one that left was Esau. No, they were both Israelites. They were brothers. Okay. Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said it was necessary that the word of the Heavenly Father should first have been spoken to you. But seeing ye put it from you and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles, meaning lo, we turn to the Israelite foreigners. We turn to the Jews that speak Greek. We turn to the Israelites that speak Greek or Latin, okay, because they were speaking.
Keep those customs.
Yeah.
Pork, uncircumcised, they self-dress,
Right.
maybe bald-headed,
Yep.
no beards on their face.
Homosexuals.
Yep.
gotta throw that in there.
Bestiality.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's go back. You got more?
All right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
For so hath the Lord commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles. Now we know what that means. The Israelite foreigners.
Jeremiah, hold that on deck.
That thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. And even now, this prophecy is really being fulfilled through the advent of the internet. Now this knowledge is reaching to the ends of the earth. All right. Okay, Deacon Asaph. All right. It's reaching through the internet.
Asaph said, he said that the dragon in Revelation is talking about the media.
Oh, you mean Ayathan?
Ayathan.
Yeah.
Same thing. He didn't stop him, so it's the same thing. Bunch of clowns. 12th verse, right? It says, now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, them is the Israelites, the riches of the world.
Right, so
now I bet you that word world is the word cosmos. Let's see. The riches is the knowledge. Yep, it's cosmos. Okay, so it says now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, if the fall of the Israelites that know that the Israelite Jews, so you can understand, be the riches of the world, the rest of the Israelites that are scattered that don't know that they're Israelite, and the diminishing of them, the riches of the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, how much more they're foolish. Why did he say that? Because they're going to come back. And the beginning of that was with Cornelius and Acts 13. Was that Acts 13 that you read? Acts 15?
13.
Acts 13. I'm sorry. Then we got to go to Acts 15. It says 13. I speak unto you Gentiles, and as much as I am apostle of Gentiles, I magnify my office. Those Gentiles that he said, that he spoke to, that he magnified in his office, were Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites.
That is so convenient, man.
And it started with Peter, but then this mission was given to Paul. It says 14, if by any means I may provoke to emulation them that are my flesh. Now you might say, well, wait a minute. Paul said them that are my flesh. So them other people are not of his flesh.
Right.
Yeah, them other people are not of his flesh because their mindset is on the other side of the world. Oh, they're uncircumcised. They're eating pork. They're eating all kind of abominable things. They're homosexuals. All right. They don't have beards on their faces. It says, if by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. For if the casting away of them, the Jews that knew that they were Jews, be the reconciling of the world is talking about the Israelite foreigners. What shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead?
No, nobody's an actual heathen.
Yeah, like
parable that Apostle Gabar read.
Yeah, because the son found himself among the pigs. He got a job taking care of the pigs because he blew his whole inheritance. He took that lowly, humble. That's why Paul's going to say that.
Yeah.
Boast
not yourself against the natural branches.
So now, how you going to explain any kingdom being an unnatural branch? Please go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's what his senses came to him when he was eating the slop that the pigs was eating. That's when his senses said, "Man, I got a father that got all kind of riches, and I'm here sitting with these pigs eating the slop."
Right, from life from the dead.
He was saying that even the servants of his father's house ate better than that.
16 verse, Romans 11 verse 16. For if the first fruit be holy, going back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the lump is also holy. So the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are holy. Even the ones that broke off and became unclean, didn't circumcise their children, ate pork, bowed down to idols, went to the place of exercise butt naked, put a hat on their head, and they made them put on a hat. Hey, them guys they were following the ways of heathens, man. That first of all, if they would have said take your garments off, I said, man, I ain't taking my garment. Well, you can't. Well, I ain't gonna come in. Then you take your garments off. Then he said, play the game. You got to play the game. I said, I ain't playing that game. What if they told you to eat pork, man? Are you gonna eat pork?
Play the game.
You guys, man, you spent all that money to go to Israel to make a fucking fool out of yourself, man. I'm sorry for cursing James White. 16. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. So Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the fathers of the promise, they're holy, right? If you go down, I don't care how many generations, whether they know that they're Israelites or not, which all of us were blinded to who we were. We were all eating pork, whether we were Baptist, Methodist, committing adultery, whatever the hell we were doing, man. We still holy.
Really? So then why is 2/3 being cut off? Says Zechariah, prophet Zechariah. Why are you getting cut off if you're so holy? And why are these branches being broken off? Yes. Yeah, go sleep.
I said, for if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy, and if the root be holy, so are the branches. 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, the Jews, and thou being a wild olive tree, you got the scripture for me? Wort grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree. So how did they become partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree? Because they were part of that.
These guys are the grandfathers of Bible ignorance, biblical ignorance.
They were part of that genos. They were part of that gene. Them so-called heathens, the Gentiles that grafted.
Yeah, just keep in mind, like they barely read Romans 11. They're finally doing it. Look how many passages they gotta read. An hour and some change worth of passages to set you up for their understanding of Romans 11. They gotta read an hour and change worth of passages to prepare your mind to receive their personal breakdown of Romans 11. Just think about that. Yeah. Okay, you want water? You want cracker? You want bread? You want cartoon? Okay.
Because if you graft something on another person, like a heart transplant, it'll reject it.
Right.
You got to get the same type, and so forth.
Yeah, but in this case, the Heavenly Father is a surgeon. If he sews it in, if he grafts it there, do you think his mighty works will be rejected? It doesn't make any sense.
There's certain things that you take off of one body. Edomite part, you take something from an Edomite, you put on a Jake, it's going to reject it, man. So the root didn't reject them because
it depends who the surgeon is. If the Most High is the surgeon, do you believe that his mighty work will be rejected? Like that's a question, man.
Israelites.
This is Jeremiah 2:20. For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress, which upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot. Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
So hold up, wait a minute. You're going to read that again. Read that point again. It says, okay, 17 verse. And if some of the branches be broken off, the Israelites, the Jews,
seed. How then art the wanderers playing the harp and burst thy band? This is Jeremiah 2:20. For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress, which upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot. Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
So hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with idolatry. This is an example. I mean, the Most High makes examples. The Bible makes examples. I'll talk about analogies, trees and fruits, and come on. What about the tree in the garden? Is that Israel? I do stop.
You want to read that again? Read that point again. It says, okay, 17 verse. And if some of the branches be broken off, the Israelites, the Jews that knew that they were the Jews, circumcised, kept the laws, had beards, didn't eat pork, kept the high holy days, and thou being a wild olive tree. What is a wild olive tree? He just read it in Jeremiah. The other Israelites that lost their religion, so to
that's not a wild olive. You just read a vine, and one of the pieces of the vine got spoiled. That has nothing to do with an olive tree, because if you're trying to use that as an analogy to compare that to, I'm sorry, if you're using that analogy to compare to the wild olive tree, it wouldn't fit. You know why? Okay, right there. Yeah, you know why it wouldn't fit? Here, come. Go. Yeah, it wouldn't fit because the vine is the natural vine. It's everything that's there belongs there. The olive tree is, you could say, a vine to itself. Then the Most High speaks of a second vine. You see, what you guys read in Jeremiah 2 is one vine. Where's the second one? Okay, so there's an olive tree with branches. That's called the natural branches, because they're natural to the olive tree. And then the Most High speaks of a wild olive tree that has their natural branches. Okay, and these trees are different. A wild olive tree is different than an olive tree. Altogether, it's smaller. It produces smaller olives, and they look different. It's a different bush. You didn't read two different vines. You read one vine and one of the leaves or branches got tampered. That's all. It's totally different. But these guys, they want to chase.
speak, were grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree. They ain't talking about no Edomite. Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root bear thee. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. So now you're saying I'm better than the first fruit.
Yeah, but how is one branch called natural, and natural just means that it belongs to that tree, and then the unnatural branches that don't belong to the tree is being sold into the tree? So how is Israel? Because Israel is one tree, or at least it is one tree, or it comes from one tree. Okay, so they're all natural to the tree. So why is Israel being called unnatural? What you're saying is right. It doesn't make any sense. And because you're going unchallenged, it just makes all the sense to you.
Well, look, you didn't have this for years. So now you're coming back into this. That's why it said to the Jew first, then also to the Greek. To the Jew first, then also to the Gentile. What was it talking about? The Greek and the Gentile? Israelites, man, that are coming back into this.
So there are no white people in the New Testament, and probably Old Testament.
It says, well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. And thou standest by faith. Who received faith?
Wait a minute. Because wait. Oh. How'd you glance past that?
To this. It says, well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. And
okay, let's start right there. So now we got to find where you're reading from. Okay, let's make this make sense. Okay, so he's over here. He's over here in Romans Right? He's in Romans chapter 11. And he just said something that made no sense, and he just glanced right past. He said, because of their unbelief, they're broken off. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, this is wild. They are really all over the place at this point. Because now the question, it has to be, who was broken off? Like, and of course they're most likely going to say Northern Israel. Okay. But who is he speaking to then? Because he's speaking to somebody about Northern Israel. You're about to log. You're about to sign in twice, Minister Meach. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Am I on? Wait.
Yeah.
I have
Yes, you are.
another device on.
Yeah, you're on twice. Nah, but the second one I didn't. Yeah, I guess I kind of did. Yeah, but you are definitely on twice.
Pick the other one that's currently joining. I think it's because I tried to join twice. Might be it.
Now, if I kick it off, it's gonna
Pick
ban
both.
you. It's gonna ban you from this Zoom meeting.
Okay. Well, real quick, I might have a fish for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna try to get him on here. He's on TikTok, and I commented on one of his videos, and he was like, he just hit me up. He was like, "Let's debate about the comment you left me," and it was like Hebrews 10. So I was like,
Yeah.
we talked about. I guess we don't disagree, but I was like, yeah, we can debate. I put like Trinity, Romans 11, and virgin birth up there. So I want to do Romans 11 first, and then we can kind of kick him into other ones after. But I'm gonna try to get him up here.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I want to talk to that guy.
Let me see how many followers he got. Oh, he only got like 500 followers, so he ain't nothing major.
Yeah. Well, he will be major if 500 tuned in.
Yeah.
Now, if because that's more than everybody, right? That's up there with everybody. But if you got 500 followers and only 10 check in, yeah, then he's not. Yeah, it's not about the followers. It's how many actually show up. That's what makes you powerful. Now, I thought you were calling in for what they just said, GMS.
Oh no, what did they say?
Okay, so they read Romans 11, and they're going through some of the passages. Now they're skipping past some stuff, but they're reading some of the passages, verses one by one in 11. I start from verse 11 all the way up. So they said the Gentiles are Northern Israel, okay, and then they just messed up because if the Gentiles are Northern Israel, that means they're being grafted into the branch, okay. But then he just read because of their unbelief, they were broken off. All right, so that's a problem. Because if he's speaking to Northern Israel, then he's speaking to them about the branch that fell off that's not them. Okay? So he's speaking to the second person. He's speaking to the second person, which would be Northern Israel, which are the Gentiles. But then he's speaking about a third person, which are the branches that fell off the tree because of unbelief. Watch this. So if that's the case, then the question is, who were those people on that branch that fell off, that got broken off through unbelief? They cannot say Northern Israel. It'd be so retarded. But watch this.
Israelites, man. I said to them, so now you're saying I'm better than the first fruit. Well, look, you didn't have this for years. So now you're coming back into this. That's why it said to the Jew first, then also to the Greek. To the Jew first, then also to the Gentile. What was it talking about? The Greek and the Gentile? Israelites, man, that are coming back into this. It says, well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. And thou standest by faith.
Because of unbelief, they were broken off. But you stand by faith. So when did Northern Israel express this faith? What scriptures? Oh, I never mind. The Syrophoenician woman, Cornelius. I get it. I understand. Okay, all the Gentiles that express this faith, the ethnic Gentiles, that's Northern Israel. I got it. The Samaritan woman. I got it.
Who received faith? The Israelites.
But they still got to answer who was that branch that got broken off. Because if they say Judah, it's over. Okay, so who remained on the tree then? So just that right there is something like to discuss. And then last, you can ask them, well, who's Paul talking to? I mean, bro, it just so many questions here alone. It's like Matthew 10:5. It's so many questions just right there that's going to have them tripping over their words, and because they didn't think this out, and nobody challenged them on this to ask these questions. So I can't wait to talk to somebody on this right here. Watch how they trip over their words and fumble and get excited.
Be not high-minded, but fair. For if the Most High spare not the natural branches.
Okay, so now that's another thing. All right. So
circle.
I guess before we even read Romans 11, we got to hash out the natural branches. Like, okay, brother, but in a nice, peaceful way where we're not debating. We're just finding out, brother, who are the natural branches? Before we read it, I'm just curious who are natural branches. That's Southern Israel. Okay. Why are they called the natural branches? And then you probably can answer it yourself. Okay, because they belong to the tree originally, right? Like the root, and then they became part of the root. The first holy lump, whatever they read. Okay, so weren't Northern Israel part of the tree also? The natural tree? So wouldn't they both be natural to the tree?
Yeah, they don't have all that together, like who's being addressed. And that's why I think if we establish that, like when authors are using you, that's like addressing somebody. So I think if we establish simple facts like that, the conversation would be easier.
Yeah, but you gotta do it in a way where you just can't just throw it out there. Like I know how these guys think, man, and if you throw it out there like that, you'll be arguing. You'll never get. At that point, you just be arguing. Like they won't even. It won't even be a discussion. They'll just argue. You're blind. Name calling. It's a way you walk them into these traps. You don't just here's a trap. Walk into this. That's not how that works. You gotta walk them to the traps, and then you're asking question like it's the only question. And then when they answer, you're gonna act like, oh, that led to the next question. If you have a bunch of line questions for this guy, they're not gonna talk to you.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta act like these questions is popping up based off the answer they're providing in real time.
Like be like, oh, okay, so you say this, right? Okay, so just act like I'm like coming up with it on the fly type thing.
Yeah. So who is Paul speaking to?
Oh, Israel.
He's speaking. That's how you just ask them. Like when they answer questions, you can just be all right. So like you're acting like you're confused. All right. Well, who is Paul speaking to? Or they won't say Israel. They're gonna pick a kingdom, and they're gonna say, "Hey, that's Northern Israel."
Oh. Okay.
So who are the natural branches? Southern. But wouldn't Northern be natural to the tree as well? Aren't they both natural branches? And you just read because of their unbelief, they were broken off. So who are you speaking to right there? And then that's when they're gonna once you ask that question, they're gonna shut down. Because they're gonna see the natural branches of Northern Israel, but it's like, well, how's he speaking to the Gentiles, Northern Israel, about Northern Israel in the third person? Like,
Right. How is he speaking? Yeah. So if they get the tribes together, but then you also got to ask, okay, who are the elect? If they're going to put a tribe to the
Nah,
blinded,
that's last. That's last. That's last. Because you get to that, it's a rabbit hole. Well, there's elected elect. Oh, that's stupid shit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't touch the elect until they're hopping off. Oh, let me ask you this though. The elect, like that's some bonus stuff right there.
mm. Well,
Yeah,
maybe for you, I see that in a different light. I'm gonna see where it goes with my convo. If it don't go good, then I'll try a different angle.
nah, but it
But
won't
yeah,
happen.
these are
Nah,
just
but it won't happen because well, I mean, you could try it. That's on you. But
yeah,
you'll see how it works out.
yeah. No, I'm gonna just try it because, like I said, like
No. I'm saying you can
I've
try.
only debated one person on this,
Yeah,
so and I didn't even get
but
to that part.
but look how that went. You ask the questions, and you know what. Once you got them hog tied, and you ask a question like that, that's their because they're trying to get off, but you're not giving them an opportunity. But once you say, "Hey, well, what about the elect?" Okay, I'm out of here. All right, well, there's elect inside the elect, and yeah, man, look over here. Look at this passage. Israel, mine elect. They're gonna read those passages. Look, it's Israel as a whole, and then you're gonna try to answer the question for him, and then it's gonna start. Like I said, try and find out, and you'll see. And then
Yeah.
they're gonna argue with you, and then they're gonna hop off, and then you'll never talk to that person again.
So
It's one of them.
this dude said he's in class right now. He wants to hop on today, but his class gets out in like an hour, and I'm like, yeah, like hour and a half. I'm like, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
tomorrow
he can
because
still
it
hop
might be a
on.
long combo.
Yeah, he can still. Yeah, man, if you gonna, I'll be up. So if he wants to hop
Oh
on,
yeah,
yeah,
all right. Let me send him the link then. Oh, Violet, no.
because if you're gonna go that route, then just ask that from the beginning. Be like, hey, who's the
You see
elect?
it?
Just get that out the way. They'll mix that in with the rest of the stuff. Just ask that right away. Hey, we were reading Romans
Okay.
11 and it speaks about the elect. Who's that? So then he could tell you, and you could agree to disagree. I mean, because if you disguise a conversation as if you disguise a debate as a conversation, it's going to go long. If you start challenging and debating, it's not going to go long. Like we
So you
debate
gotta
like
be in between.
like,
Yeah.
but we debated 300 Israelites. It's like we've seen it happen. We've seen short ones, long ones, and ones where they just rant and yell and don't be quiet. We experienced it all, and it was through certain conversations that provoked that.
Right. And we Violet, it's raining. We can't go swimming, girl. We gotta do something else. Well, come on. Let's figure it out. Come on, let's get to the drawing board. Don't stop.
Yeah, it's a possible debate tonight. It's going to be a comment. Well, the way I want to do it is going to be a conversation of interest and question form disguised as debate, and that's why I say you just ask questions without giving answers until they gave all the answers to your questions, and then you walk them back. All right, well, okay, you answered a lot of questions. Now, who's the elect? And at that point, you want to start giving answers now because you got all the answers. I got you. Well, who's this? Because once you start tripping them up early and you make it like a debate, they're going to be afraid to answer any questions going forward.
Right. So I see what you're doing because you do that. You do that a lot. I'd be like, why is this man acting dumb? But yeah, that's your tactic to kind of make it seem like you're trying to figure out what they believe.
Yeah, but
And yeah,
isn't that important without just assuming their position and then have an argument right then and there because they're gonna say I didn't say that? Like, doesn't it work well just to get them on record of saying what they gotta say without assuming their position? Because you're gonna be like them, debating a straw man, something that they have not yet said. I like to get the answers from the horse's mouth before I start going in. And I already know what I want to talk about, right? Before I even hop on. So then I'm gonna have the questions to whatever I'm talking about. It could have been virgin birth. It could have been Luke 1. It could have been Luke 3, Matthew 1, whatever. Like I already know what questions I need them to say yay or nay to, because the way I so-called debate is I like them to know they lost. That's how I like debate. I don't want to, he lost, but he think he won or he no. I like my foes to admit defeat and bow down, and that's why I had more than enough do on the virgin birth. A lot of them had to admit Joseph not the dad. They had to admit this, that. But when I watch these pastors, these Christians debate these guys,
it's awful.
I don't feel like they think they lost. One West guys, I think they feel like they did good.
Yeah.
Now, the Captain Spirit with me was it was low after our debate. He really was down because I spoke to him afterwards and said, "Hey, man, let's do a follow up on your channel." He's like, "I think about it." Like it was no longer like I'm the champ. I beat you. He said, "I think about it," and I just left it alone.
Yeah, man. Don't want to be the guy while he's down.
And now the old cat was like, "Yeah, come on, let me just beat you up some more." He was like, "Yeah, I think about it." He wasn't really interested in that anymore, so I left it alone. But yeah, it's about like the best debaters when they debate. They're trying to crush you. They're not trying to make it like you leave, I leave, and when I see Dr. Michael Brown debate, he's going for the juggler. I see Sam Shimon juggler.
Oh yeah,
even like Polites and Jabari, they're going for. They're not happy. Okay, all right, man, take care. And then the guy think he did good. It's like nah, because it's bigger than me. There's a listening audience that want to be convinced this is the winning side. So what better way to have your op say, "Hey, man, yeah, I'll look into it." It definitely says that. So now it's no longer my opinion. His spirit and the way he's behaving afterwards is showing he lost. He's talking about, I got to look back into it. I don't know. Or everybody's Israel. Everybody's more than Israel. Okay, that's interesting. And it has to be important things they stand on. Like it's when you try to argue things that they can easily jump off. It's like, well, that's not a real strong hold. If they could just jump off it. Now these guys they stuck on certain things and they're not jumping off.
Right. Yeah. So
Timothy
it looked like I sent them the
right, and they're gonna argue that. And what was the other guy named Titus? They're gonna argue these guys are Jews, in spite of their dads being Greek. They're Jews somehow. They're gonna stand on that. The Gentile Greek is Israel. They're gonna stand on that. But again, like if you ask questions in a way where they gotta answer it, sometimes they can see how stupid the answer is. They'd be like, you know what? Yeah, man, I got to look into that. And that's why a lot of these guys on the virgin birth got humble and end up like dropping it on the spot or later. Like I showed the email the guy, the email, he emailed me back. That's the goal. It's the goal for me. The reason why I'm even in this lane right now, it was to deter them from following this anti-Semitic racist doctrine. Is to get them out. They can do better things with their life. That was my goal to get back here. Like, these black guys are ruining their life and relationships in America with this hateful.
And the way you talked, remember the way you talked about how like you weren't a racist before you joined, but you like had to be a racist. That's the same thing that Thomas talked to me about. He's like, man, before I joined them, I wasn't even racist, but I had to do that because that's what they was doing. Like, yeah, man, that's what that's what joining cults like that does to you. It makes you do things that are like out of your character.
Yeah, and
well, not cults, occults.
Don't forget, I'm a chess teacher, so like I teach strategy and tactics in order to checkmate the king. Your strategy is gonna be no good if it's clearly seen. If they can clearly see what you're doing, it's not gonna work. So you have to distract them and disguise it to make you believe you're attacking something else. But lo and behold, it was the king that whole time. Like you got to disguise that you want to win. If your attack is out front, blatant, nah, it's going to be very hard to win. No. So
this dude he like, hey, send the YouTube link, because I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm on another platform. He was like, send the YouTube link.
Yeah, nah.
It was scary, man.
Nah.
I hope he don't.
Nah, you know what? Just tell him there's no link. They're like, yo, we are just on Zoom, but when you hop on, we're gonna make it public. You know, just so it can be documented, for us to look at it and research some of the answers and questions. What you gotta say? But I would have never said, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're already off. Like, I wouldn't even let him know that we're already speaking already. He would have believed that we're gonna start Zoom as soon as he's ready. Like, yo, the link will be provided once you're ready. We're not gonna hop on Zoom if you're not ready. Once you're ready, we'll start the meeting. That's how I would have positioned that. Because he's already behaving like I know he will. He already send the link. They're scary. Like, yeah. How many of them do we have a debate to find out like their character? They're all the same. Ain't none of them different. Send the link so I can see what you're talking about and I can make my decision right now. Nah, dude. There's no YouTube link. Matter of fact, you used to send him Sinetti's link because he's live talking about some of this stuff. There you go. Here's the link. Sinetta TV. All right, let me press play.
Take.
But then, like, see, already, you're going backwards already. Just by already what you gave him already. He's already backing out already, and there's more to come. There's more to come with that.
Oh, he said you already debated one of my officers about the virgin birth. I was like, who's that? Arayla.
So who is he?
His name is Nakamaya. I don't think we've ever had him on.
Yeah. So you could be like, yeah, the virgin birth, you know, that's subjective. It could go either way, you know. But this, and you know, you could just say, hey, man, the virgin birth was fun. It's not based on salvation, so nobody really cares. But you could say, yeah, but this one is a little more serious because it is salvation based. Something like that, like where you're watering down the virgin birth. Like, nah, man, like that was just for fun. That has nothing to do with salvation. It was just a good sparring match. But this one is a little more serious because it is about salvation.
He also spared not thee. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of the Most High on them which fell, severity, you cut off. But toward thee, goodness, if thou continue.
Okay. If it stopped, that means my internet might be shaky. It says my screen is sharing. Why did the video just stop?
Okay. So now you're saying I'm better than the first fruit. Well, look, you didn't have this for years. So now you're coming back into this. That's why it said to the Jew first, then also to the Greek. To the Jew first, then also to the Gentile.
Those guys don't want to debate, man. It's like few of them that will actually debate. That's why I don't even say the word debate. I don't even say it. I just like, yeah, man, let's have a discussion. You know, let's build. I try to use positive words. Hey, man, let's exchange notes on this and see where it goes. I can learn from you. You can learn from me, possibly. So, I don't do the debate so because they don't want to debate. They're going to rely on the debaters within their camp. They're going to say, hey, man, hit up Deacon. I don't debate. Like, so many tell me that. They be like, and I don't even say the word debate. And they still be like, yo, man, I don't debate, man. Hit up Deacon. Hit up Aside. That's what they usually redirect me to because they don't want to debate. But if it's a discussion, that's why I had those guys believing it was called a Bible conference. If I would have said, hey, yeah, call in, we're debating this virgin birth, none of them would have called in. We're having a Bible conference discussing the virgin birth, sharing facts, trying to figure out what's true and what's false. If you got something to share, you're invited. What's that, Yuki? What's that? Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Okay. Yeah, lay down right there. All right.
What was it talking about? The Greek and the Gentile? Israelites, man, that are coming back into this. It says, well, because of unbelief, they were broken up.
Yeah, never mind. He ain't hopping on, bro. He ain't hopping on.
So if they're coming back into this, why are 2/3 being cut off? Like, I mean, this kind of like stupid. Zechariah's promised to 2/3 be cut off, and now in Romans we're reading about Israelites being cut off. Why are they fighting against that? That's like weird. It's like, so hey, when did the 2/3 get cut off then?
So this dude not hopping on. He was like, I shouldn't even mention YouTube. I should have just been like Zoom. But these dudes are so scary, bro. I was like, all right, we can debate. He was like, we can debate whatever you want. I was like, okay, boom, 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 these topics. He was like, yeah, we can debate all of them. And then he was like, oh, is this your YouTube handle? I was like, yeah. So he goes through all of my debates. He sees, debated Roddy, I debated Aside, I debated him on these things. He didn't even watch the video, bro. He just said, oh, well, we don't have to debate this because you got cut. And we don't have to debate Romans 11 because you got cut. Like, you watch all of my videos? And I'm like, bro, you scary, bro.
You know what? Then send him the link then.
I already sent him the link. I already sent it to him. No, he blocked me. He blocked me.
Oh, wow.
Bro, like, bro. He tried to be like, oh, you don't even get 200 views on your videos. I was like, well, I'm not really looking to grow my channel. You know, you can just hop on. We got a small audience. He blocked me, bro.
Yeah, that's like
if you think somebody's a small fry, bro, you don't block them. You know what I'm saying? Right. I didn't even harass him or nothing. I was like, let's hop on.
Yeah, nah, he already was up. See, he was suspicious. He was like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. This ain't gonna go well for me.
Yeah.
Send to YouTube so I can
so you see what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
I'm over here thinking, I'm like, bro, are you even in class if you asking for the YouTube link? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude funny. He got a riot next to him, like, oh, now, block him, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell no, we ain't talking to them.
Yeah. Oh, believers are the way. They live right now.
Yeah, those are some clowns right there, man. Those are some, yeah. That little poodle, Rotten's on. He's a little poodle. Like he be trying to start off all happy and positive, smiling, then he gets real facetious and sarcastic during the debate. Wait, we're gonna stay right here. Dude, like 4'2". Wait a minute, we're gonna stay right here. Yeah. Okay. You can lay down. Go. Lay down.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I'm like, okay, maybe he's like, oh, okay, this dude's a small fry. But then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I got more followers than him on TikTok. And that wouldn't be the case because he's not really a big name. He doesn't even post his own videos on TikTok. He posts other people's videos. And
Yeah,
I'm like, this
yeah.
not adding up.
So most likely he is going to try to get a bunch of like three. Yeah, they always do 3, 4, 5 of them hop on. Where they all talking to each other.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's funny. That's funny.
And thou standest by faith. Who received faith? The Israelites. Be not high-minded, but fear. For if the Most High spare not the natural branches, take heed that he also spare not thee.
Okay, there we go, brother. If the first fruit or lump is holy, right? That mean that tree is of the patriarchs. He would have to agree. Okay. And it starts with who? Who's the root most likely? Is it Abraham? Is it Jesus? Whatever. It starts right there. And everybody else comes afterwards, right? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, right? Okay, cool. So everybody are natural branches, right? Okay. Only an unnatural branch is a branch that never belonged to the tree in the first since its inception. Okay. So if he's telling this audience, the second person audience, that they are not the natural branch, and they should not boast about the natural branch because they're going to be grafted in to this natural tree, which, like he said, which wouldn't work in nature because it'll reject it. But God gonna miraculously tie in this unnatural branch into this natural tree. How could this possibly be Northern Israel when they will be considered the natural branches? And that's why I say it's important to ask the questions. You got to ask the questions.
Right.
I don't know what debate you've been watching, or you don't ask questions. I watch hell of interrogations, and I watch hell of cross-examinations. A lot of my style comes from that, and also Jesus Christ himself, he asks questions when he's debating. He asks a bunch of questions. He don't just go out there and give an answer. He asks them questions to let them know how dumb they are. And then he gives them an answer later. So the questions is how you trip people up. Everything you say can and will be used against you. So I want your answer so I can hold the watcher, so I can still man your argument. So you can't change it. Or if you do, you just look bad. You can change it. I'm just going to laugh when you do. Because at that point, if you don't ask questions, then all you're doing is arguing your understanding of something. He's going to argue his. So who actually wins? Everybody wins. Because he's going to hang up believing his made more sense. And you're going to hang up believing yours made more sense. So you really ain't doing it. The goal was not accomplished if it was to, because at that point, are you debating to just debate, or are you really trying to get this guy away from his wicked heresy?
Right.
I want them to see how dumb their arguments are. Like, yo, do you see how that's a problem? Like, so who are the natural branches? And just wait for it, because whatever his answer is going to be bad. Okay, so the natural branches are broken off because of their unbelief. So where does it say this audience he's speaking to had unbelief, and that they were and that they were what? Where you want? Stop it! No, you're sleepy and you just ask for anything. I'm gonna say no to.
You know what I want to do too? In this debate itself, I want to find an avenue to ask them, okay, they were cut off because of unbelief, and then ask,
Look.
okay, So does that mean they're in because of faith? They're engrafted into the tree because of faith? They're probably going to say yes. And then I just want to go to Matthew 15. Matthew 15 in the other place where Jesus said to the centurion, you got the greatest faith in all of Israel.
Right. Right.
A Gentile got the greatest faith in all Israel.
He just trying to find any reason to cry. Yeah. What do you want? 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 Okay, lay down.
No. You know what they have to do very clearly? They have to have an instance in the Bible where actual Jews, let's say Southern tribe, are calling Northern Israelites Gentiles, and then the Northern Israelites correct them, and they say, "No, we're Israelites like you." That's what to show me to get me to believe that Northern Israelites were called Gentiles by the Jews. Isn't that what they claim?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to show that, because if there's no correction, then everything is as it was. Gentile means Gentile. Jew means Jew.
Right.
That's me. Oh man, that's funny, bro. I usually don't get no action on TikTok. I just be going on random dudes, random Sakari dudes, and other camps. I be going on their TikToks, and I just be posting crazy comments for them to be like, "Oh, well, let's debate it then."
Yeah.
But when I saw he didn't have 1,000 followers, I'm like, oh, he might not hop on, because then I have to send him the link, because he was like, yeah, I'll just start up a live and you can hop over here. I'm like, no, I'm already over here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you on that one. Been there, done that.
And
no.
When he asked me to verify my YouTube handle, I should have been like, no, that's not me. I go by a different one. I don't know the name right now. I should have said that.
Really, I don't think there's anything he could have done. I think he. Yeah. I don't think he.
I wasn't gonna lie.
Yeah, no, he wasn't hopping on. Either way, he's gonna talk his trash from the inbox, and that's it,
bro. I love how they do that, bro. At the beginning, he ain't say nothing like, "Hey, boom, boom, boom." He just said, "Let's debate." I was like, "Okay, come on."
Yeah,
and these dudes are funny, bro. They are keyboard warriors.
Yeah, and that "let's debate" means right now in this inbox. That's what that
right.
means. It's not let's debate over the phone or the computer where we're talking now. That's not what he had in mind.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm not good at a conversation. I need to think about things and know if I'm running into a trap. Because if I just start talking, I'm gonna sound stupid.
Yeah,
that's got to be what be going through their heads, bro.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
I'm confident at this point. I'm pretty confident to debate most topics.
At that point, it's like, well, dude, you're not ready. Like, they don't hop on. I don't want to debate somebody who don't really know, they're not sure what they're talking about. Like, I want to talk to somebody who's confident on what they stand on.
So exactly. I still want those one guys that you sent me over to that you had me email. I want them, bro.
Oh yeah, the True Nations.
Yeah, they was scary, bro.
It's funny. I hit one up just recently on this video. I said, "Hey, what you think about the Gentiles being grafted in?" And he gave me a nice little spill. The Gentiles are like the way But he made it seem like 50% of the time Gentiles are Israelites in the Bible, and any other 50% of the time they're actually Gentiles. Like, it's like 50-50.
Right.
So, so I was like, okay, thank you, man. I left it alone because he didn't seem like he was the type to debate. He seemed like he was the type just to like regurgitate
what info.
Regurgitate what he knows, and that's it. And if I felt like if I try to extend him to a conversation, he would have just went away.
Yeah.
And just ignored me from that point on. He didn't come off like cocky and arrogant. Those are the people that might talk to you. So I pretty much made him feel good about his answer, where he felt like he edified me. And he'll probably inbox me 2 weeks from now, like, "Hey man, any more questions?" He probably feeling himself now. Okay, let me press play. Yeah, I played the rest of Nathaniel 7. Oh my God, man, that was wild, man. Nathaniel 7.
Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of the Most High on them which fell, severity, you cut off. But toward thee, goodness, if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off.
Eventually, the whole nation was cut off.
Exactly.
Because we all became Gentiles.
We all became Gentiles.
Damn. Yeah, he said
everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
So, wow, we all became. He didn't say a part of us. We all. So who are these Israelites Paul is speaking about?
Yeah, right. And now we gotta know who the elect is.
Yeah. They're probably gonna be like, oh, the elect are just parts of Israel chosen, which I agree. I agree with that. If you're not gonna put a tribe to it, I agree. But then you have to say that everybody else outside of the elect is blinded. That's why I think, honestly, in my mind, it's real simple. You either see the truth or you don't. There's no in between. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like being dead or alive. There's nothing in between that.
Yeah.
These guys are just, man, they are giving it all away.
23. It says, and they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in.
Hey, yo, their doctrine was so nonsensical. He just said, "Yeah, we all became Gentiles." Like, that is wild. I'm telling you, you have to end up doing that. This is because they end up reading all of Romans 11, well, most of it. They're reading it and realizing, like, damn, I ain't know so much evidence was against us here. Like, all right, let's just stop this northern, southern stuff and just say, hey, because this is contradicts each other. Because if it's northern, then who is this branch? Like everything I just asked, then who is he talking to? They realize, like, damn, so it got to be southern. But if it's southern, then who's left on the tree? All right, you know what? We all were Gentiles at some point. All right, stop asking, man.
Yeah.
For the Most High is able to graft them in again. Who's he talking about now? The Jews, right? Because the Jews are cut off, but they can be grafted back in again.
Nah, that's not what is being said there. Grafted back in doesn't mean that you're in it for the second time.
No, that does. No, 100%. They're reading what verse? Wait, what verse is that? 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. They're correct, but they blend in the Gentiles with that.
Yeah, but listen, that's what they're reading on. Because they're reading Gentiles as in Northern Israel.
Right. But so, just pull up verse 23 because I want to show you this.
Wait, hold on. Let me just tell you real quick what they're alleging right now. So
yeah,
they're trying to say that they were grafted in the first time.
Right, right.
But they never was grafted the first time. Like they were born into it.
Exactly, exactly. So what they would try to do with verse 23 is say this is about the Gentiles. So if the Gentiles were never a part of the tree, how can they be grafted in again? But when you read verse 23, if you start at verse 13 and go down, Paul is using you, them, right? You,
Yeah,
Gentiles, them, Israel.
but I'm
When he,
only I know what Paul's saying, but right now
yeah,
I'm listening to their argument, and so I'm trying to pick their brain and how they are giving it, not how Paul's giving it, because then you're arguing apples and oranges. You got to argue with their argument.
right,
So right, so now they're arguing that these Gentiles are not ethnic. These Gentiles are Israel.
right, right. But that's what I'm saying. They're applying that verse 23 to the Gentiles.
To what Gentiles? All right,
To the Israelite Gentiles. The Gentiles they believe are Gentiles. The Israelite Gentiles.
Right, because now you're confusing me. Ethnic or Israelite? Yeah, because then you said Gentiles. Like, all right, well, which one? Okay, so all right, so they're using this to say it's Israel, right? Gentiles are Israel.
Right. Right. Because they can be grafted back in again. This is their argument.
Right. So when were they grafted in the first time?
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point. That's what I was saying. When you look at verse 23, when it says them, Paul is speaking about Israel, not his audience. So they blend and they all do this. They all do this. They say, well, if these are actual Gentiles, how can they be grafted in again? You know, that's that one video that we were watching with Matt.
Yeah, but even if it was talking about ethnic Gentiles, when were they grafted in the first time? So what I was saying before you stepped in, I was saying back in doesn't always mean for a second time.
Again? When you talking about graft them in again when it says that?
No, when it says back in, I didn't say word again. Back in.
Okay, go back a little bit. I want to see if I can pinpoint which verse they're talking about because I don't want us to talk about something that's not there. You know what I'm saying? I want to see exactly what they said.
It is there.
No, so I wanted to see what they were saying in the video to say, okay, they're probably talking about this verse. I think I know, but I'm pretty sure it's verse 23. That's what I think they're talking about.
Otherwise, thou also shall be cut off.
Eventually, the whole nation was cut off.
Exactly.
Because we all
became
Gentiles.
We all became Gentiles.
Okay, so verse 23.
23. It says, and they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for the Most High is able to graft them in again. Who's he talking about now? The Jews, right? Because the Jews are cut off, but they can be grafted back in again.
Oh, he didn't make the point that we thought he just
for
made.
If thou were cut off out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted.
Yes, I'm trying to follow.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, they didn't make that. Okay, I'll give them points there. They didn't make that super point that everybody else from their camp makes or their other, sister and brother camps.
Contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part has happened to Israel. Now it's talking to all of Israel, whether they're Gentile minded or not, and till the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. What does it mean by
these guys explaining this to a bunch of like high schoolers, like that's like 10th, 11th, 12th grade? Like these guys would be like, "Hey man, this is a trick, or hold up, are you guys trying to ensure we don't graduate?"
Yeah, and they try to get away and say, well, even the most learned men and most learned scholars, they don't even know this. So they think this is gold when they think this is like this is like a Gnostic doctrine, like it's knowledge only revealed to them, you know?
Right.
The
I
foolishness
feel
of the
bad for
Gentiles
those young
become in.
guys.
So all the other Israelites.
Yeah, can you imagine, like, half of them listen to this stuff either drunk or high. Like,
Yeah,
when
like the one dude that came on, remember?
When they're in class, they're drunk or high, because they know I can't sit there and that. Because like, if he's confusing us, can you imagine?
He's definitely confusing them. Yeah,
because at least we like know where they're trying to go. The person listening has no idea where they're going. So they're trying to follow. They're totally confused, but they're too afraid to ask a question. Like, all right, man, you got it, bro.
like instead of just reading the whole thing and then giving your explanation of it, they have to give it inside of it, and then you're like, where is this even going?
Yeah.
I need to start. Now that you say that, I think I need to start restructuring how I break things down by just reading it first, and because I'm starting to see like I understand where I'm going, but my audience has no clue yet because I haven't read it.
Yeah.
You're giving me some good points, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, that's, like when you are applying for a job, you're having an interview or like a walkthrough, like they're not gonna be sitting there trying to explain everything. They're just gonna say this does that, you'll be over here, and you this and that, and then that's it. And until you like have trouble, then they'll go into in depth on how to resolve it or how to work it. But they're just running it down so you can understand, hey, this is what's required at the job. Now, can you imagine them trying to break it down in front of you, each thing you'd be doing? You'd be like, oh, I'm out of here. Because it'll be too overwhelming.
The Gentile state of mind come into this thing. So now you check out the different camps we got. You got guys in Israel that look just like Edomites, man. We got guys in the different camps, like down there in DC.
Was he talking about himself there?
Nigerian,
isn't he
man.
like really light skinned?
Yeah. He definitely talking about himself. Definitely talking about himself. Oh, here we go again. This thing freezing up. And I wouldn't know if my connection is on or not. Okay, it's still sharing, so I'm good.
Otherwise, thou also shall be cut off.
Eventually, the whole nation was cut off.
Exactly. If they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for the Most High is able to graft them in again. Who's he talking about now? The Jews, right? Because the Jews are cut off, but they can be grafted back in again. For if thou were cut off out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? For I would not, brethren, that ye should branches be grafted into their own olive tree.
This is the part where I think they realize what they're saying doesn't make any sense if they stick to everybody.
I was gonna say, you see how he paused there too?
Yeah.
And he's like, wait.
If they stick to everybody, all these people are north of Israel, at this point they realize the problem. They're like, well, who the hell is Paul talking to? Because he's talking about them. Who is he talking to? That's why he got to say everybody's Gentile. But we still got to ask the question, who is he talking to? Because you can't say Judah.
Right.
So they'll probably say it got to be the elect or a mixed multitude. I don't know. It got to be something like that. Who he's talking to? Oh, yeah, it's good.
For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part has happened to Israel. Now it's talking to all of Israel,
obviously,
whether they're Gentile minded or not, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. What does it mean by the fullness of the Gentiles be come in? Till all the other Israelites in the Gentile state of mind come into this thing. So now,
I would love for them to like if there's like a high school class, seniors and juniors, and they say, "Yo, whoever makes sense of this story graduates with a high, like a 4.0 GPA." All right, guys, explain to them this whole Gentiles like that. These high schoolers struggling to follow this stuff. They all just tapping out like, "Yeah, I'm out. Never mind. I flunked."
And it's an AP class too.
Yeah. They're like, "Yo, I flunked, man. I'll be back next year." They just giving up.
Check out the different camps we got. You got guys in Israel that look just like Edomites, man. We got guys in the different camps, like down there in DC. They are gonna make it. The lump is holy. All right. So the conclusion is 26, and so all Israel shall be saved. So the Israelite that's of the tribe of Judah that was raised up as an Israelite can't say you ain't gonna make it. They are gonna make it.
So 1/4 to 2/3 will say they ain't gonna make it. So that prophecy just was for show.
Because at the end of the day, it says that blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles become in. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. Now, if it was Esau, so all Israel and the other heathen nations, no. It says, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer. Who's the deliverer? Yahweh Shai. And shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. What does Jacob mean? All of Israel. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Asher, Naphtali. For this is my covenant unto them when I shall take away their sin. Take away whose sins? All the Israelites' sins, man. You see? Now, let's go to Acts, the 15th chapter. Kind of answer this brother's question about the circumcision.
Listen to this right here.
Okay, it says Acts 15:1. It says, a certain man which came down from Judea taught the brethren and said, except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved, which is true. When therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension.
Oh, he said you have to be circumcised after the manner of Moses.
They determined that Paul and Barnabas and
but didn't they determine that was wrong?
Certain other should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about this question. So that's what they did. And being brought on their way by the church, they passed through Phoenice and Samaria, declaring the conversion of the Gentiles. What does it mean by declaring the conversion of the Gentiles? Do me a favor, click on the word conversion. Let's go to the root of that.
Oh, these guys actually
declaring the conversion.
Oh my
God. Conversion meaning to return to the truth, right?
That's right.
But I don't see what the etymology says.
Okay.
Is that declaring the conversion of the Gentiles, which we know that these are Israelites.
Why do they just research random words like conversion? Like why do they define that word, man?
And it's so funny, man. I teach regular people like how to study. If you're trying to figure out the meaning of a text, you get the most important word. Conversion is important there, but there's other words that are also important, like that. Man, that's basic, man. Crazy. I'm gonna get you. Come here. I'm gonna get you.
And that's why the whole
Pedal.
controversy came up about, well, wait a minute. Okay, we're going to let you Gentiles in here, which we know that you're Israelites. Although you look funny, you dress funny, you didn't get circumcised yet. You go all out of order. So this man was saying, look, you got to get circumcised, man. So he said, declaring the conversion of Gentiles, and they caused great joy unto all the brethren. Now these wasn't no Edomites; they were Israelites. Go ahead, read the definition of conversion.
Okay, the first one is epistropha, and that's for conversion.
Epistrophe.
It says reversion, i.e., example given, morally revolution.
Morally turn.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
You're going this way, and the truth is over here. Righteousness is over here, so you're turning around.
That's right.
There's a voice, but Isaiah 30 and 20. I already thought about that. Popped in my head.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah. Oh. Ezekiel.
So the conversion is talking about these Israelites whose foreparents taught their children, and their children taught their children, and then they didn't know who the hell they were. They call themselves Greeks or whatever the hell they call themselves.
Right.
So the Jews called them heathen, man.
Mm-hmm. The etymology is epistrepho. Epistrepho, to turn to, transitively to the worship of the true power.
Yes.
The worship of the true power, which is given to who? Israelites.
The true power.
The true power. That's all we need.
Yeah.
4 verse. And when they were coming to Jerusalem, they were received of the church and the apostles and elders, and they declared, I'm sorry. Let me go to the 5th verse again. But there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees. What were the Pharisees? Anytime you see the word Pharisee, these guys were wicked. No, they were not wicked, man. The Pharisees were just a sect. Like the Sadducees, you had the Pharisees.
Yeah, that's mainly because
there it is.
They see themselves as Pharisees and Sadducees, so they gotta lighten their burden.
Oh, they do?
I'm being funny, but that's the only way. That's the only way you'll make time like that.
That's true. That's very true. Because when you said that, I really believed it. I was like, really? Because the way they said it, they're like, these guys weren't wicked. Well, Jesus said they were, and they're always on the other side of disputes. Even in the book of Acts, they're always on the other side of disputes.
Sadducees or the Pharisees and the scribes. It didn't mean that they were wicked, but you had wicked scribes and Pharisees. These Pharisees right here were not wicked. For you dummies out there. 5th verse, Acts 15 and 5. But there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees which believe. What did they believe? What does that mean? Would they believe that the sun came up every morning? Did they believe that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west? No, they believed in Yahweh Shai. That's what it means. Saying that it was needful to circumcise them, which they're right. Because when guys came into the camp back in 07, 08, we had, look, brother, are you circumcised? Some of them said, well, I don't know what that means.
Oh.
So, well, look, this means this, and you got to get yourself circumcised. And some of them did it. It took them a month. Some of them had trouble, getting circumcised. But eventually, all of them became circumcised.
Yeah, but who verified that, though?
Because you couldn't receive the Torah blessing at the Passover.
Pull them down, man. Pull them down.
Okay, it says.
It was Naphtali.
Pull them down. Pull them down. Let me see what you got going on. That's wild.
Giving me flashbacks to basic, bro. I had to do so much checking, man. That was not pleasant. Put that in the washer. Not good. That's cool.
Because when guys came into the camp back in 07, 08, We had look, brother, are you circumcised? Some of them say, well, I don't know what that means. So well, look, this means this, and you got to get yourself circumcised. And some of them did it. It took them a month. Some of them had trouble, getting circumcised. But eventually, all of them became circumcised, man, because you couldn't receive the Torah blessing at the Passover. Okay, it says. I'm sorry, where am I? Oh, fifth verse again. But there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees which believed, saying that it was needful to circumcise them and to command them to keep the law of Moses. And the apostles and the elders came together to consider this matter. And when there had been much disputing, Peter rose up and said unto them, and give me that in was that Matthew 18, the thing that established in heaven, established on the earth. Is that Matthew 18 or 16? No, Matthew 16, I'm sorry. Matthew 16. And when there had been much disputing, Peter rose up, which was the head disciple, the head apostle, because Yahushua made him the head apostle, and said unto them, men and brethren, ye know how that a good while ago the Most High made choice among us that the Gentiles, the Israelites that were in a Gentile state of mind, by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. Put a name on it. Cornelius, which he was an Israelite.
Oh, damn.
8th verse. And the Most High, which knoweth the hearts, bear them witness, giving them the Holy Spirit, even as he did unto us. And put no difference between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith. That's Israelites.
Grafting them back into that.
Grafting them back in.
To that olive
now,
tree.
therefore, why tempt ye the Most High to put a yoke upon the neck of the disciples, which neither our fathers nor we were able to bear? But we believe that through the grace of Yahushua HaMashiach, we shall be saved, even as they. So when Yahushua died on the cross, who he died for, pursuant to Acts 5:29 and 31, for to give redemption to Israel and forgiveness of sin. Then all the multitude kept silent and gave audience to Barnabas and Paul, declaring that miracles and wonders, what miracles and wonders the Most High had wrought among the Gentiles by them. The Gentiles. What does it mean by Gentiles? The Israelite foreigners. 13. And after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, men and brethren, hearken unto me. Simon, which is Peter, have declared how the Most High at the first did visit the Gentiles. Cornelius is a key word, key name, to take out of them a people for his name. And to this agree the words of the prophet. This is why I said James went off when he said this. As it is written, after this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build it as again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. Now, that did happen on a certain level with them, but it's going to really happen now. It's happening right now.
Yeah, the tabernacle of David is all the tribes,
all
not just tribes. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
Right. That's right. So it's really talking about now.
Yeah.
It says that the residue of men. Now, you notice it didn't say Edom, right? It didn't say Edom. It said that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, which are the Gentiles, which are Israelites, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith Yahweh, who doeth all these things. Known unto the Most High are all his works from the beginning of the world. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, are turned to the Most High.
Like now you got guys troubling certain guys just because of the way they look. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, gonna deal with you, man. You're going to trouble a guy just because of the way he looks.
20th verse. But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions and idols, and from fornication. Fornication means adultery, and from things strangled, and from blood. And Moses of old time have in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogue or the temple every Sabbath day. And Moses of old time have in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogue or the temple every Sabbath day. Then pleased it the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas, namely Judas, surnamed Barnabas, and Silas, chief men among the brethren. All right. 23. And they wrote letters to them after this manner. That now we don't have to write letters. We don't got to sit down and scribe. All you got to do is make a video. These are cyber epistles.
These are letters right now.
That's right. When we make a video, we make it go to everybody. All right. And we can address it to certain people. We can make it private, you know, or we can just do a video and put it out privately, or just put it out publicly, man. These are the letters, man. These are the epistles right here. That YouTube, that's writing the letters, man. Them please it the apostles and the apostles and the elders with the whole church to send chosen men. I read that already. 23. And they wrote letters by them after this manner. The apostles and the elders and brothers send greeting unto the brethren which are of the Gentiles. Who are the Gentiles? Are they Edomites? No. They're Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, and they're coming back into Israel. In Antioch, in Syria, and Cilicia. For as much as we have heard that certain which went out from us have troubled you with words, subverting your soul, saying, you must be circumcised and keep the law, to whom we gave no such commandment. Now you are supposed to keep the law. You are supposed to get circumcised, but at that time they were trying to get them into believing. You know, eventually you get it. You know. Say again.
Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
That's right, because we got certain guys that come into the audience. Let's say a guy come and listen to us. He come out there every week, and the Passover comes up in another 2 months. We might not necessarily invite him to the Passover because he's still learning. Because you're going to send him to the Passover, he really doesn't know what's going on. In order for you to partake of the Passover, you got to understand what the Passover is all about. It's not like I did that presentation. The Passover is not a lamb dinner. And for some guys, it was just a lamb dinner. Remember the Passover we did in 2005? And that brother came and he asked for me, yeah, Tahar, can I speak to Tahar? He said, can I get a piece of lamb? Can I get a little piece of wine? Just a little piece. And I told him, no, we ran out of lamb and wine. And you know why I said that? Because he hadn't been in the truth in like over 20 years. So you can't partake of it now, because what happened with last year? Did you keep last year's Passover? Was you at home keeping the Passover? So you couldn't partake of it, man. It speaks in the scriptures about taking the lamb, eating the Passover unworthily. So if you take 20 years off and you ain't go to one Passover, which you're commanded to by the law, then all of a sudden you back in here and you're going to partake of the Passover, unless your children and your children and your children's children lost the fact that they were Israelites and they came back in. But that don't apply to you, man, because you turn your back on the Lord, man. Now let's go to Colossians. Go ahead.
Real quick. 1 Corinthians 11 and 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body.
That's it. So this is not a game where you take 5 years off, then all of a sudden you decide to come back in, man. You're dealing with certain issues. You need 2 years off. This ain't no, you ain't working for no corporation. You ain't no school teacher where you take a sabbatical or hiatus. Ain't no hiatuses in this thing, man. Ain't no vacation in this thing. Now, if a guy needs to take a little break, like Yahweh Shai, he went up in the mountains, he got away from the disciples, man. But if you're going to Las Vegas for 2 weeks, most I ain't dealing with that, man. With your girl? This is Colossians 2 verse 14. It says, blotting out the handwriting of ordinance that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to the cross. What does that mean? That means the laws that you broke in the past, he took it and nailed it on his cross and forgave you. So when you come into the truth now you got to keep the laws, man. You can't just, do the grace thing. Although we still break laws, although we still go off. All you got to do is read Romans, the 7th chapter, and it tells you that, man. It says, and having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it. It says, let no man therefore judge you in meat. And this goes to who are up there in the what's this? Colossians, what was that called? Colossus. These were Israelite foreigners that didn't know that they were Israelites, and they were coming into the belief of Yahweh Shai. So this is what Paul was telling them. It says 16, let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day or of the new moon or of the Sabbath day, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Yahweh Shai. What do you mean by which are a shadow of things to come? Meaning we're gonna get it, we're gonna do it in the kingdom. So the ones of you that are just coming into this, we don't expect you to keep everything perfect. You got to study this thing. You got to grow in this thing. Then when you start growing, you got guys that might be in the audience for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Then all of a sudden he'll say, can I join this camp? You don't just get a guy that's in the audience. This is the first time this guy comes to listen to you. Then all of a sudden you put the guy in the camp, man. And then you wonder why he's breaking down scriptures the wrong way. You got to learn this thing. And then once you come into this thing, you put guys over him to test him and build him up. And guys are supposed to be watching other guys. And that's something that's not going on among the camps, man. Because there was a certain guy that's the head of a camp that guys, they were watching him, but they wasn't telling us nothing. And that's why you have all this confusion, man. We're not magical men that can fly and hover over you and invisible and see what's going on, man. We're not the gods, bro. We're men just like you're men. And that's why you have positions. You have leadership positions, man. And when a guy goes off, you're supposed to straighten that guy out, man. And that's scripture. Now we read Acts 15, right? Now let's go to Amos. Amos. What was that? Amos 9. And this is what James is quoting at her. Amos 9:11. It says, in that day, and we go through this over and over again. And God, and the ones of you that can't get it, you're not meant to get it, man. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen. What does it mean in that day? Right now, you see all them different camps out there? That's a fulfillment of the tabernacle of David being raised up. But really, you got guys out there that are part of the house of Saul. So the tabernacle of David is really GMS, the great millstone. And then you guys from the other camp, CC, if you wanted the elect, you know what you're going to do? You're going to break off from Elder Ricard, and you're going to get with GMS. And if you don't do it, that means you really was never of the elect in the first place, man. I'm just telling you like it is. and you are searching, and that dude's a bug out, man. Elder Ricard he's a bug out. All right, that man, we can easily chop up. He's teaching that there's such a thing called hell. He's teaching that there's no reincarnation. This is the madness, man. And that's easy. That's easy to break down the reincarnation thing. So why is he teaching otherwise? Why does he got the Samoans down as one of the tribes? That dude is way off, man. And if you guys keep following him, you're gonna be destroyed just like him. And he's gonna be destroyed, man. Through the name of Yahweh. And every time you say Ahaya by Hashem Yeshaya, man, I feel bad saying that. The Most High, he's looking at you like, I'm going to let that nigga say that name one more time. Or Christ. And the angels is looking at, like Nate, and looking at the Most High, and Most High, let me tighten this dude up. You know?
That's why James White destroyed Bubble Eyes. Hey, James White destroyed him, made him look stupid.
And James White is a nobody. Okay, let me read that again. Amos 9:11. It says, "In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof." You know what that means? The Most High is going to cause a certain number of Israelites, a certain number to come together, and then there's going to be a close there. If you ain't part of that number, it's closed. We got the number. That's why when you go to Revelation, the seventh chapter, it says the 144,000 be sealed. It said, "Hurt not the earth, neither the tree, neither any the trees or greens, grass, until my servants be sealed," which are the 144,000. And then when that happens, then you can take this place out. Yeah. All right.
It reminds me of Noah. The Lord sealed the boat because the elect was in there. The elect was Noah. At that time,
the elect was only 8 people.
Yeah, that was the elect at that time.
It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruin, and I will build it as in the days of old. And we're being built right now. You notice that every so-called Saturday, you're going to get a lesson. All through the week, you're getting lessons. We out there on the highways and the byways, and then it's being uploaded on the YouTube. So you can't tell me, well, I would have did this had I learned it, man. You learn it now. It says that they may possess the remnant of which in Acts, the 15th chapter, the word Edom wasn't mentioned there, man. It says that they may possess the remnant of the Edomite, which we are going to enslave Edomites, but we're going to take their land. When you look up the word Edom right there, the word, if you click on it, the word there is H123. And then the definition is land, the land of Edom. Edom, Edomites, and the land of Edom. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen. The heathens are the other nations, but it's talking about the other the lands. The land from the great river, what is it, the Red Sea? Is the Red Sea to the great river Euphrates, if I'm not mistaken. So all that land right there is going to be your land. So part of that land is Edom. So we're going to take that land, man. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen, all the lands which are called by my name. In other words, the Most High put his name here. This is Yahweh's country, so you can understand. Saith Yahweh that doeth it, right? It said, behold, 13th verse, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper. What does that mean? The ones that are being slaves are going to take over the slave masters. That's what it means. Okay, now if you go to the next book over, which is Obadiah. Now, why are we going to ultimately take Esau's land? Because there ain't going to be no Edomites left. Yeah. Like Job said, they're going to fly away as a dream. They're going to fly away as a dream. It says, Obadiah 1:18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. What does that mean? Israel coming back together. All right? and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be remaining any of the house of Esau, not even one. We're going to get every last one of them. For Yahweh have spoken it. Now, James White said, oh, that already happened. Well, wait a minute. There's Edomites still walking around, man. There's Edomites still walking around. And then if it did happen, when did it happen and where did it happen? Do a video on that.
Quick precept for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is concerning Esau, Edom. I quoted it, but I'll read it. Job 20:7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. That's
talking
shit.
about the Edomites.
It
doesn't say Edom right here. It says the wicked. How do we know that Esau is the wicked? Malachi 1.
That's right. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more. That pale fluorescent skin.
So that didn't happen yet because we
no.
still see Edomites are still in power. They're still in the power seat.
Yeah, because you Edomites.
They're the Romans. The Romans were Edomites.
Right. Yeah,
but wait a minute. What about the Herodians? Wasn't they Edomites? And they were no, they were all Edomites. Some of them had went up into Georgia, Russia, in the Caucasus Mountains. Some of them had remained down in Mount Seir. Yeah. So that's why them Edomites up there in Georgia, Russia, and the Caucasus, when they came down as Alexander the Greek, or the Greek, and the father Philip of Macedonia, and the Romans came out of that union. The Romans came out of that. It was the Romans that saw them Edomites and said, "Oh, those are the Edomites because they're from the land of Edom." But you look just like them. Yeah, they were. They were Edomites. They were Edomites, man. But they didn't know that they were Edomites.
That's right.
Because they were lost to their nationality, just like Israel was lost to their nationality, man.
Hey, that's why the Lord say he's going to destroy the covering cast over all people. He's doing that now.
Yeah, because the Moabites don't know that they're Moabites.
That's right.
The Ammonites don't know that they're Ammonites. Hold up. The Egyptians, the people of Mizraim, don't know that they're the people of Martezayim, and they're south of the land.
Yeah, earlier you mentioned
they're directly, hold up. You got Egypt, so-called Egypt over there, which Arabs are in control of that now. Right. But then south to that is Sudan, where you got the actual real, so you wondering where did the real Egyptians go? Right. Well, they're south of the land of Egypt and the Sudan, and them people in the Sudan don't even have no clue that they're Egyptians. Right. You go to any museum and you see them, the artifacts or the wall paintings of the Egyptians, they're tall and black. What people on the earth are super tall and super black? Them Sudanese people, man. Manute Bol is I saw the dude in real life when he was in college, man. I said, damn. I looked at that dude. I said, it was scary, man. This guy was so tall, it was dreadful. I mean, this dude, I could, if I stood next to him, I would go right up to like his thigh. This dude was freakishly tall, man. Right. You know? And that's an Egyptian. And the Egyptians, the so-called Egyptians, the sons of Mizraim were known for their great height and they were dark skinned, but they don't realize they're south of Egypt, but they don't realize that they have no clue. Why? Covering class in Ecclesiastes 1:9. No remembrance, man. Yeah, that's why you got a bunch of Jakes saying that they're Kemet, and they don't have no remembrance because the Most High didn't open up their mind. You see?
Yeah, because Esau put a covering cast over them, put those corporate names on them.
The Moabites don't know that they're Moabites. The Ishmaelites kind of know that they're Ishmaelites. They'll tell you that they're Ishmaelites. You know why? Because they're still in that land. They were never pushed out of that land. Well, you got Cushites, which are Ethiopians, and I know for a fact because my cousin married a Cushite, but they could be Israelites because they were cool. They'll tell you that they're Cushites. they'll tell you that we know that we're the Cushites in the Bible. And they name all their children after biblical names. All right? It says, and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess the Canaanites. What does it mean by the Canaanites? It's talking about their lands. They're going to be our slaves, but we're going to possess their land, even unto Zarephath. What is that talking about? A land area. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. It's talking about land. And saviors, which we are saviors, shall come up on Mount Zion and to judge the mount of Esau, the Edomites, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So with that, we're going to close on that. I hope y'all learned something. And shalom. Okay, we want to hear live. Shalom, and welcome to another installment of Apostles GMS, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're live streaming as of right now, and I said that in the video that I did last night. I didn't say which YouTube account we were going to be on, but obviously we're on GMS DocuTube, and today's topic is entitled Apostles GMS Live. The Gentiles versus the Gentiles. Somebody keeps putting in Gentile versus Gentile. It's the Gentile. My title is the Gentiles versus the Gentiles, but that's all right. The mystery of the Gentiles. And we're going to go into, because this is an ongoing series on the Gentiles, whether the natural Gentiles can actually be saved, or whether they are part of the salvation that the nation of Israel is going to receive. And we're going to go into this whole thing with Alpha and Omega Ministries, with James White and Vocal Malone, which I used to call him what's his name, Shia LaBeouf, because that's what he looked like. But anyway, they did a couple of videos, really confronting the nation of Israel, which they call us the Black Hebrew Israelites. We're not Black Hebrew Israelites. We're Israelites, all right? We believe that we're the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord. Anytime before a kingdom went down, the Most High set up his prophets to prophesy the downfall of that system. And we believe that we are those prophets that set up to, prophesy the downfall of this current system, which is Babylon the Great, found in the book of Revelation. All right. A lot of you guys say Revelations, and James White was right when he said it's Revelation, not Revelations, which he's right. All right. But anyway, we're gonna go into a lot of things, but the focal point is going to be on the Gentiles, unless the Spirit leads us somewhere else. But we want to try to stay on that focus